Hey y'all, welcome in to another episode of our Sistas Keeper, the Tyler Perry Sistas Live After Show. With your good sis you love to talk TV with, and
Your girl Allie Nick giving it to you when I give it to you, but always in the nick of time.
always in the nick of time. Hopefully y'all are feeling well, doing good. Oop, I think I got double. Hold on, y'all. We got double. Hold on, double audio. Might be yes. Let's fix that real quick. Okay. Hopefully it's no glitching now. I'm sorry, y'all. Um, welcome in. Welcome in. I want to start this live off saying happy birthday to our moderator, Vaughn. She's not in the building tonight. However, happy cake day, boo. We love you. We appreciate you.
Happy birthday, girl.
Hopefully you enjoyed the day. Hopefully you got free food, places, and some people sent you some monies. Send her some monies. Hey, Kelly Hester Jones. Welcome in, honey. Y'all, we back for episode 8 to unpack, to get into it, whatever it is. I'm like low-key anticipating this so much, Allie, because Allie and I typically, like, every now and again we might say something before we get on here, but we typically just get on here, and me and Allie haven't talked about this episode at all, and I'm just like, if I know what I'm thinking, I can only imagine what Allie thinking, and I'm very excited. Very. Drop y'all's ratings from a scale of 1 to 10 on how you felt the episode went, what you loved about the episode, all of that jazz. Allie, in a general sense, what are you thinking? What are you feeling after watching episode 8 tonight?
I'm gonna start with the positive first. My baby appeared,
Ooh,
looking scrumptious in that green and white. That was the highlight for me.
Allie, the scream I
And
scrumped. The
girl,
scream I scrumped. When that man walked in the door, I hollered. Yes.
I did. I did. I was so happy to see him, and I'm like,
We so damn deprived.
Kevin,
Ooh.
Kevin. I'm gonna put Aaron to the side a little bit. Kevin, it don't make no sense for you to look that good, but I'm glad you look that good because I enjoy
Mm.
looking at you. I
Mm-hmm.
respect you. I don't want to come at you as like you're a piece of meat. So I respect the way that you look in the highest of form. But my golly, Miss Molly, on God today, you did something to me. You just look so good, and your spirit matches the outer appearance of you. And I just want to give you props. But I was so glad to see Aaron open up that door and
Ooh.
walk in. Because where have you been, sir?
Yes, Lord.
Where have you been?
Yes, Lord.
I think Aaron said what 3 words, and that was enough for me. I'm glad he's back. Um,
It's not enough,
but
but I will
overall,
take it. It is not
I'll
enough, but
take
I
it.
will take it because the way I just watched the whole episode like this, and the moment I saw that door open in that hand, I literally started to light up. I felt like I watched the very few moments that we got of Aaron coming into the salon, like it was happening in slow motion. It almost as if I levitated out of the damn show and was like, "Oh, we're finally watching something worth watching now." Like I could not even describe. I wish that I was recording my live reactions this time around because how disinterested I was in the episode up until he walked in, and it sent me into a whole nother stratosphere. It wasn't enough, but we will
Yes,
take it. I will
I'll take
take
it.
that
I'll take
43
it.
seconds
Yes,
stretched out
ma'am.
slow down to 25% speed over watching Zach and Fatima be goofy in that one bedroom ass
Oh
dude.
my God. I Do we want to start there?
This is
Are
your
we
general,
being
friend.
wrong
This is your
tonight?
general.
We being
I'm not
wrong
even supposed to be
tonight?
talking so much. This is finish your general because I just,
Oh, well, okay. Well, generally, I feel the same way as you. I was so disinterested into in of this episode. I'm not gonna lie. The only thing that I say I really enjoy, other than seeing Aaron, I always love Karen and Sabrina scenes. I always love their scenes. The only reason I think this scene meant a lot to me is because Aaron was brought up, and I want Karen to feel loved and cherished and appreciated, he was brought up. It gave me some kind of hope that we was going to see him soon.
It
Other than
did.
that, but
It
I
did
do enjoy
foreshadow.
when they are together. Yeah,
It
I
did
do. I do
foreshadow.
enjoy. I did enjoy that.
It did
But
definitely
other than
foreshadow.
that, this episode gave very much yawn. It gave very much boring. It gave very much disinterested. But I am trying my best, and I know I said this to the people who visit my channel before this season began, that the mindset I was taking on is I cannot expect Broadway at the circus. And they
Mm.
never cease to amaze me, even how they can make it even more worse. And I have to truly fight. Like, it is a fight for me. When I tell people I am holding on by a thin thread, I mean just that. When I literally go to sleep before Sistas come on, I wake up, I don't even move. I be stretched out on my couch watching it, and I'm like, this is an hour. I could literally be doing something else. I could take another nap. I could work on my book. I could do this, but that's what it's becoming. And I hate that for them. I hate that for us. So the highlight of my Wednesday is not even watching the show, it's discussing it with our community because the show truly has gone to shh. It really has.
Oh, it's gone H double hockey sticks in a handbasket, I tell you. All right, let me get into these ratings. I'm not even gonna give y'all my overalls because my overalls is immediately gonna have me spiraling. Spiraling. For it to be a crap show, for it to just have hot, steamy piles of you know what planted all throughout, I have very visceral feelings about a lot of things. But I would put that to my credit if I'm just a passionate who be saying passionately. So that's all I really got tonight. I got so much smoke for damn near everybody and everything. Damn near. Damn near. And that includes Sabrina Hollis's ass. But I'm not gonna go into that. We're gonna go one by one because I would not be able to control myself. Allie is way more composed. She's very clear in her thoughts. Where I just want to Tasmanian devil this shit. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Okay. Mel gave it a 5. Oh, no. Sorry. I feel like that peaked a little high. Gave it a 5. Siobhan gave it a 6. Taylor gave it a 2. Janelle gave it a 4.5. We've been hovering under 5 and below this whole damn season, which tells you something. Because even last season, there was some high episode rankings from people. Like the audience at large was just like, yeah, this is fine. This is doable. Demetria gave it a 3. Brandon gave it a 6. Welcome in, y'all. Tracy B says was at a 3 and bumped up to a 4 for Aaron. Hello. Aaron is a 10 all by his damn self. Lord. And I don't appreciate them dangling the carrot in front of us like this. I really, 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 really don't. And I think that's making me start to build animosity for them because the way they gave us Aaron in the tiniest slice, but then you have Penelope and Andy's goofy asses down there at the damn hospital continuously saying the same goddamn line over and over again for 5 minutes? For 5 minutes? You want me to watch Andrea Barnes tell Penelope she can explain 62 times, and you want me to watch Penelope pull all of the ancestral strength she can not to slap the shit out of Andy in this damn waiting room while not believing her as she says 62 times, I can explain. But you gonna give me 43 seconds of Aaron Carter? You gonna give me 3 words of Aaron Carter? You gonna give Pam more words than Aaron Carter? I'm about to get a list of the damn writers and y'all asses is gonna be on. Like, I fear. Anyway, Dab gave it a 5. Roya gave it a 5, solid 5. Cheryl D gave it a 4. Jamira says, Erica coming in hot. I'm coming in hot. 100%. You already peeped it. Sade said 3 for insulting my intelligence. That part. And they're getting a little bit too comfortable doing it. Hey, Kelly Hester Jones. Welcome in, boo. She gave it a 3 as well. Hey, Shari P. How are you, honey? Janelle said, I was bored watching this episode. Child, join the club. Alicia gave it a 5. Ooh. Ain't no else says this episode of General Hospital gets a 4 for me. Aaron Palmer Up is a 2 of those. Hello. Off the 2000 hook, gave it a 5. Allie, where you want to start? You could do the orange friend. You could say where we pop in to the story tonight.
Girl, can we start with Penelope and Andy? I just want to get them out the way because I don't want to talk about them. I don't want to talk about them later on. I just want to get them two tricks out of the way. First of all, Penelope, I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna tell you what. I was so distracted by Penelope's outfit. I said, Penelope, you cute, but I'm gonna need you and your aluminum foil looking ass to get out of this house with the quickness because you are irritating the hell out of me. I don't
Ooh.
even know why she was there. She looked good though. She looked good, but I don't know why she was there. Her
Listen,
care, it
America's
goes
Next
back.
Top Model gonna do it for me every time because I don't like Penelope's character at all anymore. But when she walked out of that hospital first time, I said, "Oh, okay." The same thing with Eva when she be walking on All the Queen's Men. I said, "Wait a minute. You
It's
just
in
gonna
them.
walk. If y'all gonna do anything, y'all ass is
It's
gonna
in them.
walk." That's all I got for Penelope.
It's
That's the
in them.
only goodness I got to tell
It's
you.
in them. It's in them. She gonna always. That's why like she look good. She gonna always look good. She gonna always do what she's supposed to do. But I honestly felt like if one thing sisters gonna do, they gonna introduce a character, have us even like them just for a little bit, have compassion for them just for a little bit, and then they're gonna turn them for us to dislike them. And that's exactly what they have done to this Penelope character. Because at this point, I need her and her brother to get the hell on. Penelope showing up at the hospital for what? I'm Garrett's fiance. You're not. You're not that. You haven't been that. I don't even understand why you're there. I really don't. Her and Hudson, he's starting to act like he's slow. I don't understand the fact that he disrespect these women and the fact that most of these writers are men. I thought Andy was the low whore who was trying to kill Gary, but it's you. I said, why she got to be that? Why she got to be all that? She just can't be a regular. Like, why she have to be those names? And it's so interesting because with Hudson, and I'm sorry back into them, what the hell has Gary told you about these women and what they did to him when you already know this man's character? So Hudson for me is he's very confusing because you know Gary well enough to know how conniving and evil of a person he is, yet you are blaming these women for doing something to him. Penelope and Andy, going back to what you said, for the past 3 episodes, we've been having the same dialogue, the same conversation even though I don't agree for the most part the things that Andy is doing, if I was Andy, I'm not explaining myself to Penelope.
At
I've
all.
already told you once, you believe what you believe. I'm not here to make you feel comfortable with the situation because your comfortability means nothing to me. At this point, what do you want? Because I'm starting to believe that you still have very strong romantic feelings for Gary.
Ooh.
Because there's no reason for you to be here, even after what we found out at the end, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But it just makes no sense. Both of them were just getting on my nerves. Like
Yeah.
the dialogue was stale, and we've heard this, so I immediately checked out of this back and forth with Penelope and Andy and Hudson. I'm here for my man, and I want my like, girl, shut up. I can't. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they're not respecting the fact that they need to do a better job as it pertains to the character building for all of the characters. When you look at Andy, right, she's supposed to be this top notch attorney at this top notch law firm, clocking all these billable hours, bringing in all these millions of dollars, just impeccable ass person. So Penelope walks her goofy ass down here and decides to bring part two to the smackdown on your ass in public, and you think that it's a smart decision for you to go against the plan to create the perfect optics for you to look like the doting future wife that could not possibly have any type of malicious intent and or aggression and assault this man, but you decide that it's more important for her to understand your particular point of view in this public ass space. Basically, she's putting you in a position to blow your own case that you're building or laying the foundation for wide the hell open. But you want me to believe that Andrea Barnes is a cracker jackass attorney? Andrea Barnes cannot even talk her way out of a goddamn paper bag. Andrea Barnes cannot stop this deranged ass, light-skinned, wannabe Mayweather from whooping her ass left, right, and center. But y'all want me to believe that she's a crackerjack attorney. And all she has to offer Penelope is, I promise you, I swear, I can explain, with actually no explanations, with no double talk, with no pig Latin, with no entendres. Bitch, get to it or get, like, at this point, thank you, Fatima. Thank you. Teach the hoe to throw hands because she ain't doing nothing. And it ain't helping her. At this point, that's the best that you can do is you need to start swinging back, Andrea, because you're literally doing absolutely nothing and it's making it worse by the second. I understood 100% because we know the plan, the optics. Oh, my man Gary, you're going to get fired, blah, 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 blah. Clearly, you got to perform. Who gives a shit if Penelope believes that you like him? If Penelope believes that y'all are in a relationship? Who is Penelope? Like,
That's the question.
who the hell is Penelope besides Jordan's goofy ass sister? And his cowardice ass is running right behind her, pinhead by her. Like, so you should be reconsidering even doting after that nigga. Like, Andrea, I need you to stop being a simple bitch at some point. At some point, it must end. You make way too many decisions that align you in a way to have your life constantly thrown up into turmoil and additional damn strife for you to continuously never learn and just be a simple hoe. Aren't you tired? You cute, but you simple as... And I don't understand it. And then y'all want to spoon feed us the idea that she's an amazing attorney, that she's a dope friend, that she's a phenomenal woman. Where? In all of these small moments that are your day-to-day life moments, these are the things that communicate who the hell you are. And Andrea Barnes looks like a goddamn deer in headlights every moment of every day. In some Versace maybe, but she looks like a deer in headlights all the time. At the hospital, in her penthouse, at the goddamn firm. Penelope was running circles around her. And again, who the hell is Penelope? Because girl, why the fuck are you sauntering around the damn hospital waiting room just looking for niggas to jump in their faces? Initially, I got it. You come down here to be nosy, but then you said that you left. You forgot your purse, ho. You forgot your purse. You set your purse down in a hospital waiting room just so that you could walk over and almost slap the shit out of Andrea Barnes again. You could have held this little Bottega dupe in your hand and slapped Andrea with the other one. You got way more active with a bigger purse last time we saw you. Then you leave again, only to come back into the room. But y'all also wanted to plant Jeffrey, the ghetto-ass security guard outside to keep Andrea out, but y'all couldn't keep Penelope ass. It's like so much, Allie. It's the annoyance that is Andrea Barnes and Penelope back and forth, but it is a poorly strung together storyline of like how any of these things would actually even happen based off of the setup that y'all gave us. All of it is a bunch of bullshit, if you ask me. And we spent entirely too much time on it. Y'all, all I have is unhinged thoughts.
Too much time spent. And that's fine. And I'm all here for it. It was entirely too much time spent on those things. I feel bad because I wanted to get me a shirt with all the black women lawyers of our great sitcoms, and they had a nerve. I saw one shirt had the audacity to put
Andy's ass on it. I'll be damned.
The shirt. Take it off because I won't wear that one. It is and shout out to the person who stated earlier how they said they gave him a 3 because the show was an insult to our intelligence. And it is all the way around. And I have been saying this and you said it already tonight. The fact that they want us to believe that Andy is capable of being partner or Andy has done such great things to even be in consideration to be partner. When every time, and I don't want to call the woman stupid, but the word definitely seems to be floating around because every time that Andy needs to act a certain way in her own life, it amazes me. Like, there is no way that this woman can be a lawyer, a great one, a mentor. How? Everything that Andy does points to me that it makes me feel like the elevator don't go all the way up. I normally say that Sabrina isn't the brightest crayon in the box, but I think I'm gonna have to give that award to Miss Andy Barnes because everything that she does proves to me that you're okay with being mediocre because everything about you is mediocre, other than the fact that you do have a job that pays you a lot of money. I'm just so disappointed, as you stated, with the way that they have created this story with Andy. And as you stated, I get it. You got to perform for Hudson. But the fact that you are telling Penelope what you're doing as if other people can't hear you, as if maybe you're not being recorded. Your fiance just had an attack on his life multiple times. And I'm supposed to believe that no one is there doing surveillance. No one is watching you. Like she,
Your attorney, Robin, who's, you know what, seems to find its way into your mouth, according to Hudson.
baby.
Hudson, you need to relax. But according to Robin, they have been watching you, and you down here at the damn hospital, mere feet away from Gary's room, trying to prove your alliance to Penelope's goofy ass and her goofy ass brother. Girl.
What pissed me off, well, some of that really got under my skin. Andy won her case with Miss Marie because Maurice was able to get incriminating evidence on her husband. So the fact that you won this case because someone had to do some digging and pull up the tea on this person, and you don't think for one moment that somebody clocking your tea, that somebody's digging and doing research on you, yes, follow her to the hospital. We need to find out is Andy Barnes really in love with Gary? Could she possibly? They already think you may have done it. The fact that Andy doesn't think, writers, y'all just, I don't know what to say. I don't know. I was just so irritated with the entire situation.
Betty Hudson is Gary's minion, his little underling. He works with him at the hedge fund, but also helps him do his little dastardly deeds. So when he was running behind Jordan, and then trying to set Jordan up, Hudson was also a part of implementing that plan.
Now, one thing that Hudson said that I agree with, when he brought up Fatima, I said, well, Fatima is to Andy what Hudson is to Gary. He clocked it and spoke nothing but facts.
And the tea about that, though, Allie, is Andy, your ass got a little minion without a real cause. At least Gary's a true villain, exacting out plans. You're running around here all dumb and doe-eyed in some Givenchy. Like, I just... KJ is so talented. They could be doing so much more with her, and they just have her stand there, look pretty in every scene. Like, she just stands there looking dumb and doe-eyed. Like, I feel like that's the best way to describe what we get from Andrea Barnes. Damn near every scene. Stunning.
Yes.
Dumb and doe-eyed.
And let me just say this, because we get there's a lot of people who come for the actors, and these are amazing actors. These are amazing performers. If you've never seen KJ in anything other than Sistas, I beseech you to go watch Family Business, the seasons that KJ plays the character of Sasha. She's played in multiple things.
Mm-hmm.
She bodied that
The
character.
Favorite Wife. I think the other thing was called the movie The Favorite Wife, I think. Was another thing that she did.
Yes, that she starred in. Yeah, that movie as well. She's an amazing talent, and as Erica stated, they are really not utilizing her. She could do more than just cry. She could do more than just act like she don't know what the hell going on, or deer caught in headlights. She's an amazing talent, and her the gifting that she has is not being displayed, and for that, it's a disservice. It
Mm-hmm.
really is. It's a disservice.
Thank you, Shell. Thank you so much for the super chat. Celebrating your first super on live. Thank you, boo. Yo, the available wife. That's what it's called. The available wife, not the favorite wife.
Yes.
Yes. Um. Yeah, y'all. I had to point out the outfit because Andrea definitely looks good. The all white. She came in there all white like she godly. Word to Dage Loaf. Okay, cool. But she got to do something else. It's like even play the game. Like I think also aside from like wanting Andy to do something, I kind of want her to get on the offensive. I want her to like fight back. It feels like she continuously suffers in this victimhood, but it's like not that I'm trying to blame her being victimized by Gary on her because it's not her fault, but she constantly puts herself in positions to be victimized and we're not getting to see any type of growth. And I feel like her growth would be indicated if she was actually being smarter in how she fought back. And it doesn't mean she had to throw hands and feet, but like even her getting a bit more strategic and playing a better mental game would do a world of good for how the character is showing up on the show. But she's quite literally doing nothing. You're checking your phone for what? For the cases that your ass is not on? For the emails that you're not actually sending? Like, y'all, they have her do all of these things, I feel like, in jest, but they don't actually point to her actually being a busy attorney that needs to be reviewing this while also trying to balance being down here and performing as Gary's dutiful ass fiance. Like, I don't know. They just need to push the character more because it's boring, it's trite, and then to bring up a Penelope and basically take her from being potentially a like or an enjoyable piece for the audience, and then now position her as a villain for the Andrea character. It doesn't even hit as strong because Andy feels so ill matched for every single person that they put up against her. And then the fight, like the battle between good and evil don't feel good or doesn't make you actually want to get involved and root for either side if it feels too unequally matched. Like when Thanos was running through the goddamn MCU, it took everybody to come together and then it's like, okay, we might got a chance, a very slim one, but like they about to do it. But had it just been Thanos against one person, it's like, why would I try to root for this? This is never going to win. And they just keep positioning Andy with people and never giving her a position, like no type of edge, no type of nothing for her to be able to compete. And the shit is uninspiring to watch. It's not enjoyable to watch, I should say.
It's not enjoyable to watch at all. And I think that as you were speaking, the character that popped up in my mind was Maxine Shaw. Even though we saw her hang with her girlfriend, she was very much so a lawyer. We saw her speak the lawyer jargon. We saw her have multiple cases. We saw the internal struggle when she felt like law was no longer serving her and what that looked like and what that felt like. And when we're watching the character of Andy, it's almost like I'm just getting by because I am a lawyer. I'm this because I am a, it's like it's too much emphasis on her being a lawyer. However, the body of work to show that you are this great attorney, it's non-existent. So the fact that you just a lawyer, you don't get cool points just because of that. Nothing that you do points to me that you would be someone I would want on my side at
And
all. And I think you made a great point. Oh, go ahead. So
no,
you
no,
want
no.
to say
I just
something?
wanted to piggyback on what you were saying about Maxine. So go ahead, and I'll remember.
Okay, and you made a great point about how when you have when they create conflict with Andy, she's always on the losing side, always on the losing side. And when I think about that, like you bring a character like Penelope who had already put hands on you once, I want you to stay away from my brother. Everything that Penelope is doing at this point, as you stated, it's not even a good matchup with Andy. She already lost. She already lost. So it's like, what am I rooting for with this character? There's nothing for me to root for. Absolutely nothing. It's almost like her and Danny on the same playing field to me. And y'all know about
Mm.
Sabrina down there too. About Sabrina down there too. If you want to be honest. So
Oh
for
my
me, Karen's the
gosh.
only one I can root for at this point.
The flattening of these characters is diabolical when you really think about it. But going to your I love the analogy of bringing Maxine Shaw. And this is not to try to pit characters against one another, because I understand, like, being from different writers, being in completely different universes. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not trying to do that particular thing, but just to give a more tangible grounding and, like, the points being made. Aside from, like, Andy not showing her being a really strong attorney, like the case is not actually being there. That's like outside of her actually at the law firm, Maxine Shaw moved through life as a lawyer. She moved through life as Maxine Shaw, attorney at law. Whether they were having game night over at Khadijah's in them, and she's very analytical or like hyper competitive, and it's coming out in that way. Her quips with Kyle come out in that way. Like, that is who she is. And that's also like something to say about not even specifically Andy in this universe, but all of the women except for Karen, I would say. And I want to audit that. I'm gonna put a little asterisk next to it because I could just be biased because I like really
Mm-hmm.
love the character Karen. So I'm gonna put an asterisk there. But I'm saying all of the women because we get told all of the women are something, but then they don't actually display it. Y'all could literally get on here and watch me and Allie every single Wednesday and then say, well, Erica is an outspoken person. Erica is a passionate person. And that's going to come out not only just because you decided to ascribe those particular characteristics to me, but because even when it's the most mundane thing, I could be getting excited about it, or I could be very overly expressive in how I communicate it. Like, there are certain things that you would probably be able to pick up from my personality that I'm not actually speaking to on these damn lives, but you wouldn't be surprised if I was moving through life at the damn Target and you hear somebody say, oh no, oh ma'am, no girl, oh no. And you would not be surprised if that was Erica. Like, if somebody caught me on camera, put me on TikTok, and it was, no ma'am, at a goddamn random Target behind something, nobody would be surprised that it was Erica who did it, if that makes sense. And that's the stuff
Mm-hmm.
that we're not getting in the character development from these girls. And it's, again, insulting our intelligence, right? Because y'all want to keep telling us that this is a great attorney. Fatima is a phenomenal law student and a brilliant mind. But you spent 6 minutes in this one bedroom goddamn duplex, and I got it. You follow Hayden, I'ma get on Penelope. But this is the brilliant mind. The brilliant mind. Like, no. Sabrina, you supposed to be the caring, nurturing one, but then you down at the goddamn juice bar propping up this goofy ass man who's finally starting to act right because he's giving you his sperm, but he's still not emotionally equally yoked with your ass and don't actually communicate, but he performs very well. And then insensitively looking at Karen talking about, I just don't want you to be alone. When I tell you, Allie, when we get to Sabrina's ass, because I think she might have ticked me off the most because I feel like she's had the greatest fall from grace. But anyway,
I agree with that.
back to
Mm-hmm.
Andrea Barnes. They got to give us her attorneying elsewhere in her life, or else I don't believe it. The only thing that is believable about Andrea Barnes is that she's fine and she knows it. Other than that, she's insecure and don't know it. She damn dumb and don't know it. She's vapid and don't speak to it.
Yeah.
Every other characteristic that y'all want to tell us that Andy is, you have yet to prove it. Every last one of them. She's a great friend. She writes checks. She's in tune. Whole head is in the clouds. They ain't never say she could fight, but we already knew that. Like, come on. I don't even know how we got
And
here,
I
but
think
we're
for me
here.
the irritation, we're here. Excuse me, the irritation comes from 5 years 5 years of the consistent belittling of these women. They make these speeches and how they're going to be so great. And I understand, the up and down that we have. It's never consistent, though. We had Sabrina give her wonderful monologue to Maurice, and it was beautiful. We had Andy kind of give her own stuff a pep talk, and in the very next episode, it went to waste because, as you stated, we saw Sabrina. I will get to that in a minute, but anyway, it doesn't last, and I think 5 years of seeing the same old thing, and I know some of y'all go in the comments gonna say, I don't give a damn. I don't subscribe to this being no soap opera. I don't subscribe to that. I don't care what Tyler say, and I don't care what the cast say. I don't subscribe to that because even soap opera has more movement than this. It's been 5 years, and I think sometimes we don't even consider it's been that long.
Mm-hmm.
It's been that long. We've sat with these characters. We have really seen no growth in any of them. Excuse me, for the most part. But I just want better, and I know we may never get it.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I think
Unfortunately.
that's
All
all I
right.
got.
Before we get off of Andrea Barnes, do we think that Gary actually has amnesia? Because by the time we make it into the room and Penelope busts in there, she ready to throw hands on his paraplegic. Okay, what I will say, and I'm laughing about Gary in this position.
Gary,
Not,
yes.
it's so hard to like even say certain things in because I understand and I want to be attuned to. Cheeto, just because you in that bed do not mean that you get to slack. You do not get to slack, sir. And I fear he was slacking at the beginning before the amnesia part kicked in. You did not seem in pain. You did not seem constricted and or confined. You damn sure did not seem like you was coming out of this coma. So that joke I just made was like injustice. Like, ain't shit wrong with you, sir. You're full of right now. But then going back to my original question, do we believe that he has amnesia?
I believe that Gary has amnesia.
You do?
I believe that he sincerely. Now, I do agree with you because in my notes I put Cheeto. I'm gonna need you to do better, baby. I'm gonna need you to do better because you got stabbed in the chest. Somebody done slipped you fentanyl. You done had a seizure. You foaming at the mouth, and you moving a little too fluid. You ain't doing a lot, but you're doing too much for somebody who done went through what you supposedly went through.
Entirely too
Now,
much.
yes, and I do believe that he has amnesia. Um, this is what I want to say because this goes back to them trying our damn intelligence. It's only been a day since
Mm-hmm.
the whole Gary situation. It's been a day. Why Gary act like he ain't shaved in a month of Sundays? It's been a day. Writers, I be trying so hard not to cut y'all out. I really do. I be trying. And just like how Erica's, personality, whatever. This is like I'm very calm, chill. I'm like the calm before the storm. But baby, y'all finna get me, and my videos might get scratched and all of that because I cannot. Cause why he got stubble on his face? It's only been a damn day. Y'all done had them in the same clothes. It's been a day since all this mess done happened, and Gary needs a shave. How long he supposed to been in the hospital for? He only been there for a day. I said,
Well,
I
technically,
cannot
friend,
with y'all.
technically he been in there for we don't know what day of the week it is because when we first started, they was like, "Oh, this happened on Saturday," and I feel like a day might have passed in between the season. I feel like we might be on day 3 from the stabbing.
Okay, we on day 3. Why get again?
Yeah,
Gary has stubble on his face, looking like he. I said, I can't. It's stuff like that
and they
that
took a
takes me out
foam
of
roller
the.
to his curls. I said, "Who in here getting this right?"
Yes, yes. They pissed me off. I said, what is happening? But I do believe that Gary has amnesia.
But Allie, amnesia from a stab wound is wild work.
I don't know. I'm gonna just go with it. But I'm like, go with it because maybe We gonna see a whole nother. They got to do something with the character because
They
evil
do.
Gary, you've done too much. So for me, and that's why I say I believe that he does have it because at least with this point, I don't think Gary has enough in him to act good. I think the amnesia we're gonna see this newfound person who really has no idea about the demon that he really is. So that's why I say for me, I believe it because I don't think Gary has it in him to be good. That's just me.
Oh
You don't believe
my.
he has? You think he playing?
I didn't initially, but writing wise, it gives them more to work with if he does.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah,
gives them a ton to work with. But
it
then
definitely
why
does.
why just remember Andy and not anybody else?
That's a good question.
Like I know you
That's a
didn't
good
love your baby
question.
mama, but she still was your baby mama.
But then again, too, because I know some people with, well, I don't know anyone person who has amnesia, but I remember watching this movie with the was it Channing Tatum that was in it when him and his wife got in that car accident. He had to make her, he did everything to make her fall in love with him again because she didn't remember him.
Hmm. I can't
Like
remember.
she remember, and it was based on the true story. They showed the real couple at the end. Like she did not remember him. She had no memory of him at all, but she remembered other things in her life. But him, her memory was completely wiped out.
Mm.
It was a really good movie. If y'all in the comments know what I'm talking about, if y'all can drop the name of it. I think Channing Tatum was in it.
Um Kay says he did say, and it's something I gotta tell you, he knows who did it. So then my question would be, because we get Penelope in the preview, we get Penelope and Jordan talking, and Jordan thinks that Penelope did it. If Gary knew who did it, he might not have known Penelope, but wouldn't he been like, oh no, you got to go as soon as she came in, especially like peering down over him in this menacing way?
I don't think she did it though.
Mm.
I don't think she did. I think she found him, and that's where the blood came from. I don't think Penelope is the one that actually did it. I think that was a way to kind of throw the audience, but I don't think she did it.
Hmm. And then why wasn't she questioned?
That's a very good question.
The movie is The Vow, Allie.
The vow. Okay, thank you.
Hmm. I would hate it. I would hate if this amnesia is real, because then he just gets this get out of jail free card, and I hate that. Like I want Gary to pay. It's been too much over too long. He gets to walk away scot free, and then we got to go on a journey with Andy of like finally getting the Gary that she wanted and maybe falling for his ass again. And I'm just like, I cannot. Deliver me, please. Where is Aaron and Karen's show? God damn it, because I want out. I want out. I think I'm done with this. I fear. Tyler, if you don't
No,
Aaron and
I am not
Karen my
happy.
ass immediately, if you do not Aaron and Karen my ass immediately, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I need to do something. Because I refuse. I refuse to walk down the path of Andrea Barnes getting the Gary border that her ass has always wanted when she's in love with Jordan, and then Robin is also sniffing around. So then we got to get launched right back into this goofy ass cycle, all with a little wayward asshole who looks amazing in a damn suit, but still don't know what the hell she wants, and damn sure don't know what the hell she needs. Aaron and Karen me, Tyler. Aaron and Karen me,
Please.
please.
But this is what I think gonna happen. This is just my wishful thinking. I do believe that he has amnesia, but what I think is gonna happen is as they go along their life or whatever is supposed to happen, I think Gary's gonna start having like flashbacks of who he really was, of moments where he has been menacing. I think it's gonna shock him, like he can't believe that this is actually who he was. But I still don't know how they're gonna
Mm.
write it for him to actually pay for his sins because he got to. Like he has to, or maybe he'll come to his own conclusion of I don't know, becoming a better person, but that still doesn't take away from the things that you did. There still has to be consequences. And I hope and pray because I think it's a good thing because sometimes in life you have people who done did some real grimy things and they turn their life around there. a completely different person, and I think that's great. But that still doesn't negate the hell that you cause in the lives of
Mm-hmm.
other people, and you still have to have a. There's still consequences for that. And I know I'm probably thinking too deep for these writers, and we may never see that. But I think it would be great to show, even if Gary gets to the point of becoming a better person, to understand that there are ramifications for the things that he did prior to him losing his memory. But we may not ever see that.
Yeah.
Now I don't think he's gonna have a happily ever after, but I don't think we may not ever see him pay for what he's done.
Mm. I don't know. I want this Gary saga to be over so bad. I think Cheeto did what he came to do, and at this point, it's just dragging it. But I totally see what you're saying, and I agree that it definitely they definitely probably that is, I think, a very strong contender for what this where the story is going as it pertains to Andrea Barnes. If he definitely has it, then he's definitely going to come out of it. He's going to come out of it at the most inopportune time. But the whole time we'd have been sitting there like, girl, we don't want you to get attached to this nigga. But my point is, we're along the ride for the ride the whole way.
Yeah.
Shari says,
It
and
would
if
have been so
Andy and
much
Gary
easier if
get
he
back
just
together,
died.
that may just be my final straw. Same. That
I feel you. I feel
that
you,
might be
girl.
my final straw too.
I feel you. Yeah. I'll tell you what my final straw is, and I'm skipping over. We may have to come back to this if you want to. This is what my final straw is, and I was so on it tonight. Fatima and Zach.
mm.
So I said, not only writers, not only are you making Fatima to be this great person who has this astute mind for law, not only are you giving her props when she don't deserve it, but now Fatima has superpowers. Now all of a sudden she just know that Hayden is hiding something. When Hayden has never given her any reason to suspect him of possibly stabbing Gary. Now to us we know that Hayden knows that Gary was boning his wife or girlfriend. But Fatima don't know that. But all of a sudden she got superpowers. I just know Hayden is hiding something. I just know. What has he done to make you think that? I said, writers, y'all can kiss. I'm trying not to curse. Y'all know what y'all can kiss. Because what has Hayden done to get Fatima to believe that he's the number one suspect now? I don't want it. That entire scene with Fatima and Zach worked my damn last nerve. Both of them. I said I can't. I'm trying, Lord, but I can't.
I
We
don't
got
have it in
superhuman.
me.
We got superwoman. We
I
got
don't
superwoman
have
now.
it in me. And because we love the way that she looked and because we have her in the scene in lingerie, we're going to totally skip past the obsession with Hayden as a goddamn character and how stalkerish this is. This could easily go to borderline harassment. But we're going to act like that ain't the case. I'm trying not to get overly heated about this because at this point I want to limit the amount of energy Zatima gets from me. But the way that Zach likens dealing with this thing, first of all, y'all know y'all didn't do it. So aside from you looking like you did it, which is an uncomfortable thing, it's maybe as unsettling at best. You know that your ass didn't do it, but you're out here trying to play worried like you're actually going to suffer any kind of consequences for doing an act that your ass actually did not do. And your decision, your solve, if you will, is to call up Madam and kill everybody who potentially has a thought that you could have been the person who did the thing that you did not do.
Yes.
And this is supposed to go off as normal. This is supposed to go off as okay. This is supposed to go off as sensible. Between y'all's favorite couple, y'all's favorite people, plotting the most diabolical behind the most platonic. The girls sat up in the penthouse and looked at each other and said, which one of you hoes stabbed Gary? which is just similar. But you want to drop bodies. Drop bodies. Behind something that you know that you didn't do, and you probably know damn well that their asses didn't do it. But because we love the way that Deval looks, because we love the way that Crystal looks, because we love the chemistry that they have, their characters get to run around, say and do whatever, and it's normalized as if it's okay. It's normalized as if it's sensible. And had any other character done or said some shit that they do and say on a regular basis, everybody would be up in arms. Karen has been pregnant since season 3. Hormonal since season 3. And it is only now that people are starting to understand pregnancy hormones when Fatima ass is going amok and smashing up people's birthday cakes and shit.
Okay.
They sat in this one bedroom like y'all will not, I will never let it go. This big ass room that y'all have. The entire second floor is one room. But y'all want me to believe that you're taking care of Michael. Let's talk about Michael. Let's talk about special needs Michael. Because we got a special needs, non-verbal, now partially verbal child, but we got time to have Zach go and chase down Hayden's ass. Like, what? Every decision for Zach and Fatima is a stupid ass, immature ass, wild ass decision. And we are not clocking any of that. We're not speaking to any of that. We're just supposed to act like this shit is normal. Fatima's so worried. Oh, I don't know if Robin is friend or foe. Welcome to corporate America, ho. You're a black woman. You're a black paralegal in a mostly white firm. There's ops all around you, and Hayden ain't the only one. Like, Hayden's probably the least of the op in the place that you at. But you want me to believe that, oh my God, she got to do something now because she don't know if he's friend or foe. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? I said I was not going to get agitated. This shit is dumb, Allie. It's dumb as hell.
It's dumb. It's dumb.
And it's a lot easier to tolerate and to take when you are sucking on a goofy ass Kool-Aid that is Fatima and how good they look. But the moment that your ass sobered up and you had some black coffee, you realize how dumb this is, then you can't swallow it no more. We're watching Zach and Fatima run around and bump into things. Thank God they stopped bumping uglies, but they still running around bumping into things, and we're acting like it's a story. We're acting like this is a show. We're acting like this is a storyline. It's dumb as hell.
Yeah. And y'all just imagine how I feel, because I've never been here for Fatima.
You never have.
Since the damn beginning. Since the beginning. That's why I was like, I'm so... When they came on, and it was the energy that was given as if it was so detrimental. We have to find out. We gotta... And he got the pictures, and he saw me, and oh man, what we going to jail? I said, what is happening? This is like, what the hell is happening? When she told that man, I need you to follow Hayden, I said, baby, he got a child. And another one on the way. He can't be playing this Highway 50. He can't be doing it. He got babies to feed. He got babies to look after and take care of. Babies. What you mean follow? And I'm gonna follow Penelope. For what? The writers clearly had nothing for Zach and Fatima to do this season. Absolutely nothing. And I know it's gonna be something. I meant to send you this picture. I'm jumping, but it was a picture. I guess Zach's supposed to be coming to Karen's salon next week, and he got his hands on her stomach. So you know it's gonna be some mess. I'm gonna send you the picture later when we get done. But that's neither here nor there right now. But Fatima and Zach, for me, and I know I'm waiting for y'all to come in the comments because I don't give two damns. They are literally becoming the worst part of this show for me. Mm-hmm. Literally. Because why the hell are y'all even there? It was too much time wasted on that scene for absolutely nothing. Now all of a sudden, so what it feels like they're going to do is try to make Hayden the leading suspect because now Fatima got a hunch. She just know all of a sudden he's hiding something. And for me, it goes back to what you said, what we've been saying for the longest. Y'all tell us stuff without actually showing it. What has Hayden showed What has he displayed to Fatima other than getting on her damn nerves at the law firm that would make her believe he's guilty or that he possibly did this? What is it? Because it makes no sense. And then Zach, yeah, and then like the fact that y'all got him playing detective, it makes utterly no sense to me. The time that they're using for Fatima and Zach to roll around like they're bad boys, y'all could have easily shown Zach parenting Michael, having
You could have
conversations
showed
with
Fatima
Michael.
opening a law book.
Okay, that too. That too. But no, we gonna make them
I
detectives
read
this
more
season. Yeah, that
legal
sounds
briefs than
really great.
Fatima just reading the damn Diddy suits and the Drake suits. I'm over
Girl,
here reading
I
more legal
read,
precedent than a law student Fatima, who's running around
honey,
here trying to clear her name behind something she did not do.
I read more briefs in the fifth grade when we had to put on a play, and I had to play a lawyer, and they really made like you did in front of the whole school. It was like a big thing. I read more stuff than her in the fifth grade that she has as a damn law student. Same way, it's the same thing. Stop telling us Fatima is so great. Oh, you're quick on your feet, aren't you? She's not. Oh, you're such a brilliant mind. She's not. We ain't seen that one, but y'all want to put her in a damn college sweater, and we're supposed to pretend that she's a good student. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. It don't work that
You
way.
want me to believe that she quick with it, but it took her all of 4.5 minutes to come up with the brilliant ass plan for Zach to follow Hayden and her to follow Penelope and sit woefully on the edge of this big ass bed, worried about Robin handing over critical evidence. Child.
Which he said he wasn't gonna do. And then that's the crazy thing. We have seen Fatima have just as much interaction with Robin as she has with Hayden. It's amazing how she can conjure up that Hayden is hiding something, yet she can't put her finger on what Robin is doing. Okay. Okay. Erica, when
And
I tell
but
you,
Allie,
honey,
like even taking it deeper, the conversation is do what the hell I said, and you don't have to worry about this evidence seeing the light of day. I don't know if he friend or foe. But when you running up on people with your goddamn ultimatums, you want their asses to fall in line. That's the stuff right there. It be that little stuff for me, y'all. And maybe that's my writer brain, but it be that little stuff in me that's like, I can't rock with Fatima because you don't act in the same world that you try to create. When it's you handing out the ultimatums, you want niggas to fall in line. But you can't simply go along and get on. You can't go for 6 hours. You say, okay, Robin, and then leave and immediately run tell Zach, oh my God. Oh my God. Next day, hey, can you believe what Robin did? You didn't even play along for 24 hours. But you running up in Heather's house. Oh, you need to do what I told you to do and we're going to be a family. You are so surprised that Deja don't fall in line, Heather don't fall. Nobody wants to fall in line with your ass. Meanwhile, you quite literally never fall in line. And we supposed to feel bad about it? I don't. We supposed to give a shit about it? I don't.
not a one.
I hate to see Fatima going out like this because I actually did respect her. I actually did like her. And it seems like with the more exposure I get to her as a character, the less I respect her.
I understand that completely. And like I said, y'all, it feels like the longest for me because not that I did not like the character of Fatima, I just felt like I just did not see what majority of the people were seeing with the character. It was always hard for me. I don't see that with her. Like I just don't. So it's been hard, so hard of a ride for me to deal with this character, but to see her like this because it has been a deep dive. That I will say is it's like you really are Goof Troop.
And it's like,
Like you
cool.
really are goofy.
It's cool though, because if this is what we're doing, fine. But Tyler, you won't need to even the playing fields. If Zach and Fatima can get a show because of how they look, then Karen and Aaron can get a show because they actually belong together. Fair is fair.
Fair is fair. Fair is fair. And it was so and interesting to me too, also because I know people in the beginning was harping on like they felt like DeVal and Crystal have great chemistry. They look good. I never saw it. That's just me. I never saw the chemistry. When I look at them, I'm like, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Mm.
I didn't see it. And whatever magic may have existed, it has long dissipated.
Mhm.
Because to me, it don't exist no more. It just don't exist, and maybe it could be because of the turmoil and the drama I have seen with these characters that now it's just like when they come up on my screen, I'm just ready for them to get off
Yeah.
because they're not doing anything. Like to me, they're not bringing anything to an already struggling story. I don't see the use for you, especially when you already have Zatima. I don't see the use for you being on Sisters. They've literally given them nothing. And then when Fatima made the statement about how Robin is trying to control everything, and it really made me think about the parallel with Fatima and Zach and how they do people, and then what they expect in return. Like
Mm-hmm.
both of y'all treat people like trash. Y'all treat people like they are the scum of the earth, or that you are above them. That's how y'all treat people. But at the same time, you want them to fall in line with what you want, and then when they don't, you resort to violence. Both of y'all do that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like at some point talking about maturing, and y'all have a child, and y'all are resorting to these violent antics as if this baby can't get taken away from y'all. Like that's what gets me. You have a whole life that you're responsible for, and yet y'all go through life as if it's just y'all too,
Mm-hmm.
throwing caution to the wind. But yes, I agree with you. I'm all here for a Karen and Aaron show since we want to give out shows.
And I could just go ahead and tip on out. I could just go cover that show and just live in bliss. Mm.
Girl.
One can dream, can't we? Where we going to
Yeah.
next, Allie? Because I'm already on
Mm,
Sabrina's head top. And
you want to?
I'm not
You
even
want?
gonna hold y'all. I probably am about to give Sabrina heat that she don't deserve, and I don't give a damn.
We can go to Sabrina.
That'll be up to y'all to decide. But I'ma still feel the way I feel regardless. And it's 100% with me having the self awareness to know what my triggers are, to know what hot spots are for me, to know what really gets the people going internally, right? My note says, the bar is in hell. Full stop. Next line. He cute and he's single. Full stop. Next line. I just don't want you to be alone. Full stop. Next line. On the surface, these words of the English language seem harmless. However, when constructed and hurled at a quote unquote friend with the intention and under the guise of wanting the best for that person, while also looking at the best at the bare goddamn minimum, your words become malicious, ho. Your words become detrimental. Your words become downright goddamn disrespectful. Because, first of all, why in the hell are we sitting up here talking about romances? Rich is a great guy because he's bringing out fruit smoothies in a goddamn checker print ass pants? No. Rich is a good guy because he smiles and yucks it up when your girlfriends come into his goddamn juice bar and he look good? No. Rich is a good ass man because he finally anteed up and got up off of his damn sperm after you had to beg him because you're desperate? Nah. We have yet to see Rich actually being a good man. But we're in the Sistas universe, so the labels you get labeled whatever you label, and you just are because they said so. I
Mm-hmm.
guess. But what's good for you might not be good for me, ho. And that's how we're carrying Karen throughout this thing. So now we're in the conversation talking about Karen, and girl, why don't you just get out there? First of all, I had a problem with the conversation because she immediately went to somebody new, as if Aaron's ass did not exist. So we having a conversation about love, and we know that our homegirl has met some man who can love her right, and he ain't the first and foremost thing that we pushing, because what? Let's go to line number 3. Because I don't want you to be alone. Put an asterisk there, because I'm going to come back to that. We finally get in the conversation to, well, maybe an old love. Well, it can't be Zach. Why in the hell do we go to Zach first? I don't know, but we messy. Okay, cool. Well, what about Aaron? He's cute and he's single. I said, ho, is that all? He's cute and he's single? He's cute and he's single, Sabrina? Who ain't? Y'all asses in Atlanta. The Black Mecca. There's 67 niggas on the corner of the damn juice bar that Rich is at that are also cute and single. What the hell does that mean? Only for her to follow it up with, I just don't want you to be alone. And that is the running problem for all of these hoes on this show. They think that being alone is worse than being a terrible person. They think that being alone is worse than actually not knowing your goddamn self. They think that being alone is worse than being insecure. They think that being alone is the worst thing that could ever happen to your black ass, and it ain't. Being alone is not the big bad goddamn wolf. It's not the boogeyman. It's not Freddy Krueger. It's quite literally most oftentimes black women's prime opportunity to walk into who the fuck they supposed to actually be. And you bitches are running from it like it's the goddamn plague, and it's pissing me off. Might be getting a little too real. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop there.
Good. No, it's good, and it's needed, and it appears that Karen has learned the benefits of being single in this moment in her life, because everyone else is attached to a man. For me, it made me feel like the synopsis, and it happens a lot, how the synopsis could be a little deceiving. When I think about Karen, and this is how I would have appreciated the conversation more if Sabrina led more with an intention with Karen and Aaron. If you were going to talk about her being in a relationship, the reality, number one, as you stated, it was messy as hell. Zach should have never been brought up or insinuated in any way. Two, with Aaron, yes, he may be crazy about Karen, but it's the fact that, Karen, are you afraid of allowing love to truly come and make residence in your heart? Because I think there is a fine line that Karen has between what she experienced with Zach and what she may be fearful of experiencing with Aaron, even though he has shown her, I believe, in many ways how genuine he is and how he wants to be that man. When Sabrina said he's single and cute, I said, are we 17? That's the criteria when you're like 60. Girl, he cute, he ain't dating nobody. I don't think he's talking to nobody. He's cute and single. Wow. You telling your pregnant friend who's carrying twins that a man is cute and single, and that's why you should be with him. Uh. I said, Sabrina, Richie, you put some in this smoothie, sir, because what in all the hell are you talking about? But then again, it's beginning to make sense. Type of the man that you have chosen to be committed to. He cute and he was single. That's it. That was the only criteria. There was nothing else. And I think it goes back to a conversation we had earlier in the season. Well, I think it was last season when we talked to, or I can't remember. When we talked about like, what the hell have y'all been talking about? You didn't know that she wanted kids. You didn't know that he didn't want kids. And we were having the same conversation about Danny and Tony. You didn't know he was in therapy. Y'all been together 3, 4 months. That conversation just never came up. What the hell are y'all talking about? But oh yeah, he's cute and single.
And it's
The
honestly,
more I
Allie,
listen to the conversation,
pointing to me now, realizing that there are certain conversations in situations that I had hoped that they would put Sabrina and Karen in conversation, but they never got to those places because Sabrina was never going to be the person that would be able to have the conversation that needed to be had. She's living
yes,
example that she's out of her depth. She's out of her depth and even trying to talk to Karen about Aaron. Sabrina, from what I can tell, we
right.
don't know their background before they turned 30, before this time when we entered their lives, right? We entered their lives and got to see at age 35. From what they have described and from what I've seen, I have not seen Sabrina know a love like Aaron's. I haven't even seen Sabrina aspire to a love like Aaron's, even with her being a sensible, passive one. So, and
Hmm.
how would she ever? How would she ever be able to cultivate the capacity to say, Karen, you think that you're running away from what could be the really great thing? No. And if she is going to say, you think you're running away from what could be a really great thing, her baseline for what is a great thing is his ass is available, he's fine. Shut up talking to
Yeah,
me. Shut up talking to me. Like,
yeah.
there's certain people,
She
love
really
them
has no one to
dearly.
talk to. Like when you
Family,
say it, yeah,
friend, love them dearly. But there's certain people in my life who can never talk to me about various points in my life, various things in my life. My energy is
yeah,
shut up talking to me. Because, you could never. You could never.
yeah.
I know it sounds bad, but you could never. You're outside your depths. You don't know how to swim. So you damn sure can't tread water. Go back to the shallow end, ho. Please.
Yeah. And it's interesting because, when you put it that way, Karen really has no one to talk to about this. There is no one in her life for her to have those conversations about. And then when you think about the person that she talked to about it the most has been Andy. However, every time they have those conversations, Andy always throws Zach in her face. So it's never been anyone that she can openly say, I do love Aaron, or I do have these feelings, but I'm scared. There is no one to not just validate her feelings, but there is no one there that can even bring some type of soothing to that. There's no one. So it's like the best thing for me to do in my mind. I'm thinking Karen may feel I don't want to hurt this man. It's been a whole lot of stuff going on. The best thing for me to do is just keep him at bay, like just keep him at arm's distance. And and it's just sad because I think there's a lot of women that's like that,
Yeah.
that may be fearful of how they may perform or not perform, but how they may be in a
Show up.
relationship that they may not be able to show up the way that they desire to because I've been hurt, I've been damaged. I'm scared that he might do the same thing. Because I think even going back to previous conversations, I remember Karen telling Aaron that Zach was just like him when they started. So it's like if he
Mm-hmm.
was just like you when we started, and I see what happened with that, who's to say you're not going to do the same thing? And I think those are, and honestly, Aaron is the only person she can have the conversation with. But they
Mm-hmm.
keep playing in our faces when it comes to them actually having the conversation that needs to be had. Maybe we'll see it. Who knows? I hope we do. But yeah, Sabrina lost a lot of cool points with me in that moment. It was just so detached.
Yeah.
It was just so detached.
Mimi Loves Peace says, honestly, I felt like it was a lazy way to loop Aaron back into the story arc. Yeah, with him just walking in, I could totally see that. Tiff Jones says,
Yeah.
Karen is literally healing out loud from a man that happens to be repositioned as a good man. She has hesitation that may be rooted in wisdom that she's not ready. Come on, that is a word. And I would love for them to
That's a
freaking
word.
explore that because that
Yes.
is real. That is real. The pipeline from toxic, broken relationship, insecurity, sacrificing yourself, losing yourself, finally fighting tooth and nail to get out of that relationship, going into a single season, and then the next thing being a make or break is real. It is real.
Yes.
And they could talk about it, but they're not. To be
They're
honest, Karen
not.
got more self confidence and respect for herself. Her friends can really learn from her. No, but they choose to demonize her as the big bad wolf and their mama. I really hate it
Yeah,
here. I quite literally hate it here.
I
And
do too.
it's
I do
wild
too.
because Sabrina, oh my god, Sabrina has so much potential. And I just, aside from the Karen character, I really enjoyed the Sabrina character so much coming into season 6. But when they introduced Rich in this relationship and watching her make so many concessions, watching her bend over backwards for the bare goddamn minimum, it never felt authentic to me. It never felt real. And now it's like, well, maybe y'all are actually just showing me who she's always been, and I don't consent to this hoe, and I damn sure don't consent to liking her.
Yeah,
Sabrina's on a fast track to being a goddamn bird, and I hate it for her.
that's a fact. She already got the wings. You just ain't flown yet. Just she showed forming into one.
And I know I was hella aggressive, right? In my initial delivery. Because that's something else that people could probably say. Erica's aggressive. Yeah. Yeah.
But you know,
um,
but it is what it is. It is what it is. But I will say, I did enjoy the way that Karen's face lit up when Aaron's name was mentioned. Like the
I
smile, like
gotta
even
rewatch it.
it almost made me feel like she was like a brief moment of consideration
I gotta
because she
rewatch it because
smiled a few
I think I
times.
was
Okay,
preparing myself for her to shit on Aaron. So I didn't even pay her no
okay,
mind because we've been getting her just playing in his face like
that
he's
we
chopped
have,
liver. So I literally
we
hyper
have.
fixated on Sabrina in that exchange. So I don't even recall
Gotcha,
what she was doing because I was expecting the worst from Karen as it pertains to Aaron. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I was expecting the worst.
gotcha.
So it's good to hear that. Well, I was saying like, while I understand I was aggressive in my delivery, if you are a woman in the chat currently, and I don't know, like this is the part I be wanting to work on, and I've been praying on, and I've been trying to like research. Cause I be wanting to say things how I want to say things, but then I also want to open it up to a conversation. I can understand how people want to clam up. Then, like, if you are a woman who believes being alone could be one of the worst things that could ever happen to you, like, I really want to understand not why. I want to understand how you position it as that in your mind. And I feel like a lot, I'm not going to say most, I feel like a lot of Black women do. It is a cultural thing for us. But how do we stop?
I have someone in my life who consistently they get out of a relationship and then they immediately get into another one. Like there is no break. There is no. I'm like, where are you finding these men at? Because my God, like it's never a moment of just taking a beat to even find out what happened in this relationship and the reason that it did not last or it wasn't working for you. And this was a while ago. We had this conversation, but her whole thing was she just did not want to be alone, and the need to be desired and wanted superseded an ability to be by oneself. In my moment of singleness and being alone, never lonely, but just alone, I learned so much about myself, what I liked, what I didn't like, who I was, and just, I fell in love with me.
Mm-hmm.
I fell in love like with the things like, and I even find myself saying, you know what, Alicia, I like that about you. Or if I'm having a conversation with someone, I'll say, you know what? one of the things I really love about myself is blah blah blah. Or I really like that I can see different sides of a situation. I really love the fact that like just affirming oneself. A lot of times people look for outside validation, and I realize you have the power to validate yourself. You got the power to speak life into yourself. It doesn't have to come from an outside voice. You know, you carry the ability to do that. And I think a lot of times, sadly, not that I want to blame TV shows, but a lot of people pattern their life after what they intake, what they see. And so I think with the sisters situation, I have really disconnected from a lot of the sister pages. Like I never really followed them anyway. There's very few, but even with them, I don't interact on any of them. And it's sad because when I look at some of the comments, some of these people really valued. I'm just going to use Zach and Fatima, and I'm just like, but why though? Because to me, even how they're depicted is toxic. So you would rather have toxicity than to be in a place of peace, even if it means you're by yourself. And for some people, their answer is yes. And sadly, sometimes they can't even give you a legitimate reason as to why.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's sad.
And honestly, I'm not even mad at that being a potential theme in Sisters. I'm mad that they're not actually doing it justice and exploring it. If you gonna have that being a talking point for Sabrina, and Sabrina has a tent pole of like the worst thing that a black woman can do is be alone, then cool, commit to that and tell that whole story. Tell the story of the girl who really believes that and was probably taught that by her mother, who was taught that by her mother, who was taught that by her goddamn mother. It would add such beautiful color and depth to Sabrina and her storyline, and we would better understand why she's making the decisions that she's making, why she's conceding the way that she's conceding, and how she's continuously creating space for a good enough guy like Rich. Only to sit across from her homegirl and be like, well, girl, we need to get you unalone immediately. That is compelling. And even with it, it's like a certain level of media therapy. I just made that up for people who could be experiencing that. Like there's so many things that I credit to media because I watch a ton of television and film that really did help me process my thoughts around certain things and shift my thoughts around certain things. And it wasn't until I saw it outside of myself that I could be like, oh no, something ain't right with that. But when I was doing it, oh, this was what needed to be done. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tiff Jones says Sabrina may be who Fatima was with Ian. Rich will break her heart like Ian did Fatima, and it's possible she nosedives into pick me for the wrong man. And honestly, shout out to you, Tiff, because that's you are so spot on. I think that's part of it sometimes that people be missing when they watch and listen to Allie's and our critique. Half the time, Allie and I are a year ahead. We're seeing what the behaviors, what the rhetoric, what the dialogue, what the attitude, what the mindset that is being displayed in these characters is laying out for them, and we know where they're headed. So a lot of times, and this is the part that maybe we got to do a better job of, Allie, and like identifying that, and because this is the first time I feel like I'm actually speaking to it in this way, when we're in the moment contending with what we know this means, right? Like what we know this means a month from now, what we know this means 6 months from now, what we know this means if she stays in this relationship a year from now, this is what that means. And I come with the rah-rah, like, okay, that year from now is here. The decisions that you make now are setting your ass up for a miserable ass life, ho. And I'm coming with that energy, and people just like, Erica, she just allowed him to call her desperate. And I'm just like, in my head, that desperate mean that she gonna be barefoot and pregnant and cooking and cleaning, he ain't doing a goddamn thing, and hell no. So shout out to you, Tiff, because that just came up for me when I just read your comment.
Yeah, I agree. And when I look at, I use that as an example. When I look at the fact of him, when you weren't saying all that, when you were desperate for my sperm, so many thoughts went through my mind when he made that statement because I summed it up where, okay, from this moment on, this is how you're going to rate Sabrina, is that she's a woman who's desperate. And because she's desperate, she's going to deal with you being this no good person. She's going to accept it because she's desperate for a man, because she's desperate for a baby. And so everything, I just felt like from this moment on, desperation is going to be the foundation of how Rich deals with Sabrina. Because I look at you as such, my actions, you're going to take it because you're desperate. You did like you're, and that's how I look at. And I just feel like, um, I think that a lot of times too, people come at us because there may be strong passion behind the things that we say, but a lot of times it's because we already been there, already been there, already done that, and we do not want anybody. I know for me, I don't want anybody to believe at the age of 40 that this is acceptable behavior because it's not. And I know that everybody is along their own journey, but my hope would be I want better. I will, and I don't have to know you personally. It's just that I just want black women to experience real love, true
Mm-hmm.
love, to be in relationship with black men. It doesn't even have to be romantic, but have platonic relationships with black men. Fortunately, I have experienced that with men who, if they ever had a thought about us romantically, they've never disrespected me in any way. They support me knowing they're not going to get anything in return sexually, those type of things. And if some women don't have the opportunity to cultivate that type of relationship when you are looking for romantic love and a romantic relationship, that you esteem yourself high and don't let no any Tom, Dick, or Harry come and play in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's okay if you played in my face at 17. Okay, I didn't know. 18, I'm young, all of that. But in my 30s, you would get cussed out quick
Yep.
because I already know the game. I was a good player in the game too. I wasn't no victim. I was a good player in the game as well. So I already see it coming from a mile away. And I just think that, with these conversations, I hope and pray that
Mm.
people initially hear the love and the concern that we have and not just go because they be trying to gut us sometimes. My
Child.
gosh. And I'm like, baby, it's rooted in love. It's not no hate or no, disdain over here. It comes from a genuine place. It really does. It comes from a genuine place.
Definitely. Sade said a little bit earlier the way that Karen was so nice to Rich and the way he thrown shade on her with them watery ass smoothies. This is also what I be talking about though when I'm like just how they be matching people up so disproportionately. I would just appreciate even just for like on the back end if Karen just had a feeling about Rich. Like maybe she's playing with Sabrina of like, oh, well, she really like him, so I'm gonna act like it, but she doesn't. She not feeling him for real, for real. I would appreciate that more because this man has nothing but smoke for her, nothing but smoke for Andy, and then he gets to play in their damn faces, and Sabrina basically allows it, and then she got to come in and be all nice, and that's a good man, girl. You got you a good one.
Right. It
Tyler,
goes back to
write
what
us, please.
your facial expression. It goes, and when you said it, it made me think about something that you stated earlier about how if you're going to tell the story of this woman, that's just kind of in desperation for this man, then you just tell the story because he's cute and single, and that was enough for her, and that's what Sabrina is. Then tell that story. It's like, but the way that they do it is they can't even effectively tell that story because they're so gung ho on telling us how great of a man that man is. No, tell the story. They're not great men, but you have a woman who is settling for this. Tell that story and not just tell your friends have to insert. He a good man, girl. Oh, girl, you better keep him. What has Rich showed Karen that will make her think he's a good man? Absolutely nothing. But y'all gonna keep telling us this. Now they can say that about Aaron.
Hello.
That's the only man on the show they can say that's a good man, Savannah. Because that's it,
And it actually mean he a good man.
and actually mean it because of his actions. He's shown it several times. All the women know this man loves Karen. He's there for her. He is a good man, and it's more than just sex. Because at one point he wasn't even getting that.
Hello. Hello.
And y'all
It
men act like they gonna have a
reverberates in
connection
how
if you
he
told them
treats
age.
it reverberates in how he treats the people that she loves. Zach could
Yes,
never.
Jack could never. I instantly think about that episode where Andy had sex with Paris and she left out the club, and Aaron was like, do we need to make sure she gets home safe? That's a good man. This man has a genuine concern for your friends, genuine concern for them. Oh, wrap him up. Oh my God,
I
love him.
fear I'm okay, so like on my personal channel, y'all, I'm on this journey to like do a better job of like creating content and all that. And one of the things is like I want to create more screenwriting content, partially because I just need to get in that bag again, but then other to like build my personal brand around it. And I'm like working on this all American spec script. Now that we're here, I fear I'm gonna write the pilot for Aaron and Karen spinoff. I fear I'm gonna do that. And it
Do
don't have to go
it.
to Tyler. Like I could literally just produce it as an audio podcast here. And I feel we need that. I
Yeah,
don't know what y'all think. Would y'all listen to
girl.
it?
Yes, we. Let me tell y'all. Let me tell you something. The fear that I have for Tyler to even create a show with Karen and Aaron, because I know he gonna it up. Like if I would, even though I know these are his characters and he created them, I would love for Mara to get a hold of this. Like I would love for Mara to like produce or create a show with them. If you're gonna do that, like you said, like to be a what you call them things?
A
You just
spec.
said yeah, like to do something like that. Like I would appreciate it because we need to see that. Like it needs to be seen, and we don't really see. We just don't see it. We just don't see it. I go back faithfully and watch season 2 of Sistas only for Karen and Aaron.
Mm.
Like legit. I mean, I used to feel so good watching them because I'm like, yes, we need to see black love depicted. It's not perfect, it's none of that, but it's genuine and it's sincere. And you can have two flawed individuals coming together to create a magical, a beautiful love story. And we just don't get enough of that. We just don't get enough. I was so upset with DeVal. This is just, he made a statement. He was on this podcast and he said that black love is struggle love. And I said, the hell?
Mm.
Maybe for you, but don't you ever make black love and struggle love synonymous. No, black love is struggle love. Oh, okay. Okay, for you maybe. But don't have people believe in that. Well, yeah, girl,
I would
yeah,
need to hear the
no.
context because I was literally just on before we got on live. I was on a TikTok live with well, I was watching a TikTok live with this TikToker named Talia who does like book reviews and she's based out of DC. Shout out to Talia. And she was interviewing Natasha Bishop, who is the writer of One for 1 Week Only. And I just finished this audiobook and I'm obsessed with it. And Talia asked her, what's the number one or what's some of the biggest misconceptions that people have about the romance genre? Or what are the things that she don't like to hear? And one of the things that the author said was like, I don't like to hear the conversation around like struggle love. Like somebody will write a review and say, oh, it was great and da 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 happened and there was no struggle love. And she's like, I hate to hear that because one, what does that actually mean? And what came up for me while I was listening to it is like, I personally don't like to hear that either when it's attached to us. specifically because life is a struggle. Like, are we all not living in 2024?
Right.
We are struggling to do
Right.
something, whether it's in love, whether it's in career. Like, I'm struggling to get this goddamn house together and find a tenant. I'm struggling to get my ass back to California and like build the life that I actually want while also showing up for my family and friends. I'm struggling to be fully active in my community and not go into a hermit mode where I personally love to be, because I actually really do enjoy being alone. I am a fucking good time, honestly. I'm the most consistent hoe I know. I am struggling to be the best goddamn dog mom that I could possibly be while always counting myself out and thinking I'm fucking up. I am struggling. I am struggling at any given point doing a lot. I'm struggling to commit the amount of time that I want to commit to doing my talks with the Lord every single goddamn morning at the same time. We are at any given point in any given day struggling to do something. So to want to see Black stories without struggles is stupid. Yes, for the most part, so often that becomes the only narrative around our story, and we don't get to have the like, oh, the Black people just own the bodega down the street and they just be making sandwiches and shit. We don't get those stories, right? Like, we get to watch Nicole Kidman walk her ass all up and through New York for a whole 6-episode limited series on HBO Max doing goddamn nothing. Cool, I get that. But to want to have our stuff without any mess, but then to only correlate our stories to mess, it's wildly dehumanizing and unrealistic to me. Yeah. So I would want to hear more in reference to him saying our love is struggle love, because all of our lives as human is struggle.
Yes.
Jesus attempted to save us from our shit, and we still ain't, because we still down here tripping. We still tripping.
Facts.
Like, let's be real. I don't know. I hate that particular correlation and him saying that it's just that. I think we also struggle the most when we have the most to learn and we don't give credit to what the struggle is supposed to be doing, and it's teaching you something.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We need to get the funds to get the actors to read and see it. I mean, I definitely could get it to the actors because I know a few of them, but I don't think they would, contractually, they wouldn't be able to read it. Like, it would have to go through Tyler first. Like, I would have to make a call. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it on here. And depending on how y'all run it up, I might try to hand it to a friend to hand it to Tyler. And not that he would be able to do, I don't know. It gets real tricky with IP.
That's true.
Only for 1 week was a great book. It was. Oh my God. I'm thoroughly enjoying my little book journey. That's good. It really is a great book. And that book did not have struggle love within the relationship, but there was definitely struggle with sibling rivalry and like mother wounds. Like, there's always something. We all have something. We all have something. Hey, Tamika, welcome in, boo. But y'all, I don't even know where we were at. I'm gonna work on that though, y'all. I'm gonna work on that little pilot. That's getting me excited because, like, I feel like that's gonna be the thing that helps pull me back. Because, like you said, Ellie, like, I am being held on by the thinnest of goddamn threads. And the way that I like chewed up the 43 seconds that was Aaron Carter appearing on our screen as if I had been starving and been given a Thanksgiving meal is wild work.
Yeah. But I feel it. We needed that. We needed that breath of fresh air. But I was saying, speaking of struggling, Krisha got to be struggling keeping Danny on as a client. Because, baby, why you ain't fired her yet? Why haven't you thrown her to the wolves yet, ma'am? And you making personal house calls, wasting your gas. Still.
It's so funny because I had a video that I have not released, and it's called "Is the Therapy Working?" And I'm like, low-key glad I didn't release it yet, because I think this episode started to like answer that particular question. I'm actually just glad that Carisha had more smoke for Danny, because the Carisha that we have seen thus far was not holding her accountable to her, was not clocking everything that needed to be clocked, was not setting boundaries, was not like, and for her to regurgitate the similar sentiments that she is given to Tony And like, if he dares to say anything honest or true to how she's behaving and how she's talking, then she's judging him. She really said the same thing to Carisha in less words, and like, oh, well, just tell me about myself or whatever the hell she said. Yes, she is, and that's also her job. Her job is to see you fully and wholly, and then to speak to that. So if you want to lie, if you want to hide, if you want to portray and be perceived elsewhere or otherwise, and go to your little raggedy ass friends who too scared to clock your tea, or go to your little coworkers who might be scared of you. But your therapist is their job to tell your ass the goddamn truth, and it's not judgment, ho. It's just the damn truth.
It is. Because you're calling me what am I, sixth grade drug? Yeah,
I
all of
literally
the
said
above.
that. Yes, you are. Mimi Loves Peace said, when did Aaron show up? It was that quick, Mimi. It was that quick. It was quite literally that quick that you're asking, when did he show up? Aaron was in this episode, and you would have never known it if you would have blinked.
That's a fact. He literally said about 5 words and he was gone.
Oh, he was on a Poor Minds podcast when he did that. I was about to say something wayward. I was about to say something wayward. I will say this, because I don't want to be disrespectful to my peers, but the way them young ladies behave when them two blokes from across the pond came over there on their podcast, told me everything I needed to know about them and that goddamn podcast. Yeah.
Well, see, I'm not familiar with them at all, and so when he was on it, it popped up on my thing, and I watched the entire interview.
Those are the same ladies that let two black men from the UK come on their podcast and say that there are no baddies in Atlanta.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
I remember that.
Interesting, Deval. Yeah. Interesting. You are a far cry from keeping it positive, sweetie. Moving on. Erica, you gotta get it together. I gotta get it together, because going into 2025, I fear the platform is just gonna grow and expand. Now I'm gonna get in the space where they're gonna be clipping my shit and then sending it to people. Erica said this about you, and it's gonna be on and popping. Because unlike Andrea Barnes, I can fight.
And then the beauty of it is, you have and this is the thing for me too, because I'm one of those people, like, because somebody had made, on the last live we did, I think it was that live, I said that I did not like the show Zatima. And I offended somebody by saying I didn't like it. And I'm like, if people really knew how much I don't give a damn, if like, honestly,
wait, how did you find that out? I am so tapped out, Ellie. I don't see much of nothing anymore. I don't know if it's because I blocked every last one of them hoes, or if I'm just not tapped in.
They messaged me on Instagram. They messaged me on Instagram. They and I'm like, why you ain't comment in the live so people can see it? You gonna send me a private message. And so I'm like, baby, I don't give a damn that you were offended by something that I don't like. If I don't like something, damn it, I don't like it. And I don't care how you feel about me not liking something. It is what it is. Like, and to me, it's one of those things where if I say I don't like something, I can tell you the reason as to why I don't like it. And because people love to make dislike and hating synonymous. No, ma'am. Not hating on nobody. I just don't like the show. If you like it, cool, that's good. But we can have, and that's one thing I really do, especially in the beginning when we started doing our Sisters Keeper, that I really loved about our dialogue, because I didn't really care for Fatima like that. And I know you when I say, and I'm gonna say this, Eric, because I gotta take up for you on this. Before me and Erica even connected, I used to listen. I listened to your videos. Erica was riding hard for Fatima. Okay, on them Fatima reviews, baby, you was riding hard. And when you started seeing things from another perspective and things started shifting, the way that people came for you as if you never rolled for Fatima tripped me out. you would have thought that you thought Fatima was a scum of the earth the way people was
Mm-hmm.
coming at you. And I'm like, do y'all need to go back and listen to them old videos? My good sis was she was running for some Fatima. And the way y'all
Excuse
flipped
after
was
excuse after excuse.
diabolical.
Ooh.
It was diabolical the way y'all was doing. Like, this fandom is
They was on my ass.
petty.
It was quite literally the same
They
switch up
were.
like it was with All American. Because the same exact thing. And honestly, I think that's why I was able to handle it a little bit better because I had already gone through it with All American. But when I had nothing but excuses for Olivia Baker until I stopped.
Hmm.
And then I was the scum of the earth that always hated her. But if you go back and like my first 100 All American videos, it's like, why is nobody understanding Olivia? Why is Spencer doing this to Olivia? Why? But the moment I start speaking truth to like, wait a minute now. There's only but so
Hmm.
much that this person could do and it not be their fault and they not have nothing to do with it. I had that exact same energy with Fatima. And the moment that happened, it's just like, she's always been a hater. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they but I was going back to what you said about like the things that you may say and them be and clipping it up. The one thing I love about it is the fact that we have freedom of speech. And you can say what I mean, I don't take you to be a disrespectful person in a sense. So you know how to say whatever you need to say in the way that you need to say it. But it's gonna be the truth. I don't like it or I don't like what they stand for. And that's perfectly fine. And I love that because we're not gonna always like what these people do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I get a lot of people and I have been very, very I don't very quiet. 'Cause I'm like, y'all ain't finna get me in these comments. That they asked me about this one reviewer who name I won't mention that I don't ever talk about. And people want me to say something publicly so badly, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna give y'all that. I ain't finna give y'all that. But if I ever chose to say something, I'm gonna say it.
It's the you could choose
Period.
to say something and then also have other stuff to say and you choose not to. Whew. Cause
Okay,
I'll be sparing folks.
girl, girl. Because if you've ever commented something, and my response is, "You have a blessed one." Oh, baby, God gave you grace. That's what I'm. God gave you grace because something else was brewing.
Ooh. I think that's funny though, because like there are people who still want us to speak on specific people, and
Yes,
I actually have behind the scenes stories that I'm just like,
you do.
yeah,
You do.
just leave me in peace.
Yeah.
Please don't
Yeah.
force me to go Kendrick Lamar on nobody. Anyway, back to the episode. Daniela in this therapy session. I appreciate Carisha for establishing these boundaries and pointed it out. But I also am just like, we're still getting nowhere, I fear.
We here because Carisha didn't do too much. She didn't do enough for me. I can't even give her no props because I'm like, you know what? I think she was doing what she needed to do professionally, but I wanted her to be more stern. I wanted her because I'm like, this is moving too slow for me. Because Danny still isn't you do too much for Danny to come to a place of realization. You planning this woman's face, she done drove to your house, making these personal calls. I need you to fix me. This is what I feel like I'm losing my man. Girl, what? I think I'm showing elements of growth. Where? You cursed him out and you did it in a public place with people sitting at your table. What growth? And the bad part is you really believe that? What growth, Danny? It's just really hard for me to sit like in these therapy sessions and watch because I just feel like at this point, like I think Carisha is doing a bang up job with wanting and having an immense desire to help Danny. But to me, Danny is just playing in this woman's face.
But also like to hold Carisha a little bit accountable as well. And again, this is just my opinion. I am not a therapy professional. I am not a psychologist by any means. I dibble and dabble with a little interest in sociology and psychology, but I am not neither one of those things. My degree is in biology. My master's is in biology. If anything, I've studied immunohistochemistry. That's about it.
All right now.
My question for Carisha as her therapist is, where are you helping her grow to? What are you helping her learn and do? Because you're sitting here explaining the benefits of talk therapy, of cognitive, whatever the hell you said, therapy. But those things, the benefits are supposed to outline and like reaffirm you on the journey going somewhere. Where in the hell are we going, Carisha? I did not see a reestablishing of them actually working to something, which is a part of the thing. Like when you go into or at least when I went, I'm gonna just speak on when I went. When I went into the therapy session, my first ones was like, they want you to tell what you think your problem is, what you think you're having the most issues with, what you think you're struggling with the most. And then oftentimes they're going to pick one of those things maybe, but then they're going to say what they actually hear. And what mine heard was mommy and daddy issues, parental issues, some toxic parenting, stuff like that. And that's what my stuff heavily started to like focus on. Even while I was in a toxic ass relationship, while I was like struggling to like tell my dad that I didn't want to go to medical school and I wanted to pivot and like, so, but then it's a clear plan of like, this is what you're saying the problem is. This is what I'm hearing the problem is. This is what I think that we can do to move you to a place of better grounding, peace, and happiness so that you feel a little bit more at ease in your life. I don't even know if Carisha is working to help Danny feel at ease in her life, because you address that she chemically supplements this feeling of ease and happiness, that she physically supplements this desire of ease and happiness, but you don't actually correlate it to her actually having a peace or understanding or grounding that doesn't have to come from something else and it's just innate, because you don't actually speak to that. You make a point of pointing out how wrong she is for putting him on blast in public, but is she actually wrong if she's not working to be a more sensitive, empathetic person? Like, who is Daniela trying to be? Who are you helping her become? I am not clear of it. We have watched now 4 therapy sessions, and I don't know what the Carisha is doing. In therapy, it's not just you sitting across from somebody telling them that you cuss somebody out and they say, you know, that's not right. Why isn't it right? It's not right because you said that you want to be a good person. You said that you want people to feel kindness and warmth off of you. You said that you want to show up for others the way that others have shown up for you. You said that you don't want to feel sad and feel driven to drink in order to not feel bad. None of those things are coming out. So while yes, it's on Danny to like do more in the therapy session, but also the person who's gotten the goddamn session hasn't set the damn parameters. So that's also why Danny gets to run amok and basically control the sessions, and they going nowhere.
And she definitely controls the sessions. That's why I was like, Carisha, you're not doing enough for me. Like, you're just not doing enough for me. I wanted her to be more stern, but it goes back to what you said. There is no blueprint from where from where you are and where we're trying to go. Because to me, it just sounds like we're just talking about the relationship. The relationship is an extension of what Danny fails to acknowledge about herself. The fact that you can sit across from this therapist and say that you are exhibiting signs of growth after you explained everything that you did, the therapist should have said, well, based on what you said you want to become, that's actually a decline. That is not a sign of growth. And this is the reason why we don't see Carisha doing that. It's very much so just to say Danny is in therapy as a storyline, because nothing is happening. Absolutely nothing is happening. And Danny plays in that woman's face every session. Every session. It's
I'm
like
not
at
even
this
her
point,
damn therapist. And my follow-up question after she
no.
says, I think I'm losing this relationship. My next question would be, well, what would be the problem with losing the relationship? That's your job as a therapist. Ask them type of questions. Pull out the answers that we really need to get to. Where is the fear coming from? Diving deeper. Okay, you were worried you're going to lose this relationship. So what happens if you lose this relationship? Well, then I won't have da-da-da-da-da. And then what happens then? And then what happens then? There's not enough that for me, Carisha. I'm done with the,
Yeah.
that wasn't nice, Danny. Oh, Danny, that we're getting nowhere. We're moving nowhere. She's not becoming a better person. And I don't even know if she wants to be a better person. That's tea, honestly. Because we're sitting in these goddamn therapy sessions, and Danny, at every given point, whether she's in therapy, whether she's with her friends, whether she's with her man, is constantly reaffirming that there's nothing wrong with her. So then what the fuck are we doing here? If there's no problem in the way that you think, if there's no problem in the way that you talk, if there's nothing that can be adjusted, improved, and or built upon based off of what you're currently doing, then why are we seeking additional guidance, additional perspective? Somebody lying.
Somebody lying. I agree with that. I think it's time for Creature to, go to the land or the characters don't exist no more. Because there was no purpose for her anymore on this
Yeah,
show. It really isn't.
unfortunately.
It's yeah, y'all done beat this horse. It's done. It's
And
done.
at this point, it's too late. Like, even her coming with the, like, girl, you can't be having house calls without appointments. You shouldn't have shown up. You ain't even fully establishing boundaries at this point.
You took the words right out my mouth. Goes back to what I always say. We see these characters, even though we didn't see Carisha say it on camera. Danny told us that Carisha was setting boundaries because you're calling her all hours of the night. You trying to talk to her about things that don't have nothing to do with her being your therapist. So she's creating boundaries. The very next episode, we see this woman coming to your house without an appointment. Where are those boundaries? They just don't. That's it's this show pisses me off so badly because yeah, y'all do play in our face, but you do it in a way you don't even wait 4 episodes, 3 episodes. Y'all do it the very next episode. That's the crazy part. I'm gonna be strong. Andy, get it together. Oh, Robin, same damn episode. I'm gonna stand up for myself. I'm gonna be fearless. I'm gonna speak. Oh, you weren't acting all that when you were desperate for my sperm. Baby, that's not what I meant. What? I can't. It's like, what the hell
Clock it,
are
Allie.
y'all doing?
Clock it.
What are y'all doing? Y'all do this to us every single time. And I must say, as many people think we be rotten hard for Karen and do, she is the only one that stand on business.
Even when she's standing on some bullshit
She's getting it.
business.
She's standing on it firmly. She's the only one. Lord, she the only one.
And you gotta respect it.
Gotta respect it. You gotta respect it. The onlyest one.
I also want them to go ahead and get to it. They keep planting all these seeds about Danny basically getting clowned at work, or maybe they about to take it to HR about how Danny and Tony is running around here being improper and fraternizing because they hunching and everybody's starting to clock it. Get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just have these people standing in the background looking at her all shadily. Please get to it, because he done flipped it and reversed it with this girl all up and through that goddamn airport. At some point, somebody was supposed to catch him. Let's get to it.
Okay.
Maybe this Danny storyline will start to get a little bit more interesting when we start to inject that, because them pedestalizing Daniela, even to a certain extent weaponizing her therapy journey in a way that she can't actually be held accountable to nothing because she's in therapy and that's enough, it's not going to work for me. So if it's going to be some little wayward ass coworker that's going to look at her as the skank hoe that she is, and as the questionable trollop that she is, then I will damn take it.
I feel you. I feel you. Get to it. Yeah, hell, something got to happen. Get to it. I get to it.
I cannot get over the fact that Sabrina literally sat across from Karen and said,
Yeah.
he finally Gave his sperm sample.
Yeah. I said, no, the hell you're not.
Begging a nigga for his seed is wild work.
It's wild work, baby. It's wild work.
And she don't even have to do it. That's the crazy part. They be having these girls do that they don't really have to do. Like, you just met this man. You ain't in love with him. He ain't a high school sweetheart.
Who just made a decision all of a sudden he wants to have a child with you. Because initially he didn't want to. This is the same man who just a couple weeks ago thought you were trying to trap him. But you want to have a baby with him? This is who you want to commit to. But I forgot he was single and cute. He didn't have to have much going for himself.
Single and cute.
But yeah,
That's it.
that thing, that's it. Sabrina, baby, you have fallen into the abyss, the Andy abyss.
The Andy abyss. I don't know if Journey, if you're still in here. I know she had asked earlier if we were opening up the Discord, so I'm gonna open it up really quick for y'all to chime in. Journey, I think it was Journey with Cece. I can't remember totally. And y'all, I am not drinking. This is 100% apple cider because I don't drink. I get high on my own supply. I'm no Daniela. But I'm opening up the Discord. Anything else we need to talk about that we might have missed?
Got my mind drawing a blank, honey. I'm sure it was something else. I can't be.
We hit all the girls. We hit Danny.
Yeah.
Sabrina, Karen, Andy, Fatima. Join the live chat waiting room if you want to call in, and I'll patch you guys in. I feel like more of a whole bunch of nothing happened. Oh God, Paige being a T supporter, wild work. Yeah. Wild. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was.
But I wasn't mad at the storyline, and I love Maurice.
I wasn't either. I wasn't, because I guess for me it was only a matter of time before that came to the surface. Like her banter with Maurice, even some of her ignorance to certain things, and I'm like, yeah, you definitely fit the bill. You so it wasn't like a yeah, I can see it.
She did.
Yeah, and the boldness of it all too. Just ooh.
Let's see how you are when you don't have the DEI efforts working for you. I'm just like,
yeah.
Not with your whole chest. And I'm right as y'all ate that little one. Y'all ate that little one because y'all filmed this last year. Y'all ate that little one. That's it though.
Yeah.
She didn't even know who Toni Morrison was. But that's on brand. That's on brand for them T-words. Them T-word supporters. Yep. That is so on brand. They don't know a goddamn thing. You know what lives rent free in my brain is the TikTok of the T-word supporter talking about 9/11 was Obama's fault. He was too busy on vacation or golfing, and he should have been in the office. Rent free.
A simple Google search. A simple Google search would have. I was in the 10th grade when that happened. I didn't even know who Obama was at that time. What do you mean? What do you mean? You didn't know who the president was at that time? Come on. Come on.
Simply Johnny says Penelope being the one who stabbed Gary. We talked about that a little bit. We both agree that she probably is not the one who did it. Deb said, why wouldn't she remember the blood? Maybe she blacked out. I think that's what they're trying to allude to in the preview. Journey, I don't know. Click the link and then inside the Discord, just go into the live chat waiting room. It should be on the left side. And then once you appear in there, I can put you into the call. You threw. It lives rent free. It's like it's my reminder of how dumb some of these people are. And it's not dumb trying to shade y'all, but like ignorant as okay, ignorant as anything else? Anything else we need to talk about, y'all?
I think that was it. Yeah, I think that's everything that happened.
Journey, if you can't get in now, you can come into the Discord and leave a voice note into the Sistas room, because I do have a Sistas room, or you can like DM Allie and I maybe a voice note, and either we can respond to it or we can play it next episode. I don't know what's going on with the Discord, boo. So I'm sorry.
I don't know why. Yeah, this for some reason Discord they have like little bugs happening. Sometimes I don't know why it's like that.
I feel like I need to put together like a little mini walkthrough video of like the basics so people can know. Because I think it's also a little jarring when you're not used to the platform and you come in. Oh, you forgot your password. Oh. Okay. Allie, we gonna give her a couple minutes if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Where are these parents? Where are the parents? Where are the parents? If we got enough money to pay the vow to be in every episode and do nothing, I think we got enough money to pay a couple parents to swing by. And Miss Lisa ain't cutting it no more. I appreciated Miss Lisa better when she was an irresponsible ass mama robbing the cradle.
Robbing the cradle on her motorcycle, going to Drake concerts. No one Drake. That's a horrible thing. I have never been so thankful that I don't know 5 of that man's songs.
Really?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know 3 of them. I don't know 3 Drake songs.
Allie, I love that man for so long.
I was never a fan. I was never a fan, ever. I never was a fan of his.
I love that man for so long. Let me switch this. Don't show none. Okay. Hey, Dad. Welcome in, boo.
Hey.
Deb, you there? You are on the call, hun. You might have to mute the YouTube once you're in Discord because you might be hearing us through YouTube. I was a huge Drake fan from damn near the start. That So Far Gone mixtape. And at the time that it hits, music be getting over on you or sticking with you because it gets paired with very monumental times in your life. And when it helps you feel seen and heard in the time where you're experiencing something similar, it just kind of stick with you. So that So Far Gone mixtape was a time where Erica was running amok. Running amok. And I have been obsessed with him ever since. Whenever you're ready, Deb, unmute yourself and then we can hear you because you're in the room. I don't know if you can hear us, but you are in the chat. You are in the chat, Deb. We can see you, but we can't hear you. You're not saying anything. Also Sierra. Oh, Deb, you just left. Sierra, I just tried to bring you in, but you just left as well. I started to get off of the Drake train with Her Loss. And that's the album before his last album. So for All the Dogs, I think was the last one. I was already off. It's so sad to me how men lead men astray. What is interesting is that like Drake has only risen to the level of fame that he got off of the backs of Black women. And it was him launching his career and Black women specifically taking that damn mixtape and then the subsequent album and like going so hard for it. Like we were shaking ass to him in the club. Like you could not be a man trying to get bitches. At least where I was at the time. So like partying in DC and stuff, right? Big party scene. We're shaking ass to Drake. If you're not dancing to Drake, if you're not listening to Drake, you're pulling no bitches. So I would credit that to like Black women are literally the people who launched you into what you could claim as superstardom. You literally had to go through us, and then to arrive at a place of superstardom, and then decide that you tired of niggas teasing you about talking about your feelings, and you tired of niggas not considering you one of the niggas. Meanwhile, the niggas who are teasing you quite literally want to be you. I jumped off of the whole Drake train when he just doubled down in his incel era and like wanted to shade Sabrina and come for Rihanna and come for Meg. It's like, nigga, black women literally put you on. Cool. So it's sweet serendipity for me right now, and like to a year prior to have gotten off the train and been a person who was like obsessed. Like Drake was like a top 3 artist for me for a strong 10 years. Strong. Strong. And to like wing myself off of it off of principle only for the year after Kendrick to come and like assassinate the rest of him. I'm like, yes. Okay, you needed to pivot when you needed to pivot. But it's interesting to me that you didn't. Well, maybe not. Because I don't know what y'all was doing down there in Florida.
What year was it though? What year did he come out?
Two thousand and
8,
eight,
9.
9.
Okay, see that's why I was deep. I was like really in church at that time. So any music like him, Nicki, like I was late to the game with them. I didn't know none of their stuff.
Sierra?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. How are you?
Good. Okay, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. This is my first time.
No
But
worries.
but I wanted to tell me, hold on, because y'all are playing on my TV and it's not simultaneous. So I got okay. So the part, let's see, what I did want to touch on something. As far as I don't even know if it's exactly like the show, but as far as like how Tyler Perry portrays relationships, like based especially with this show, I feel like his whole purpose is to show like this is what the black community, this is how they operate in relationships. Even to with Deval saying the struggle of is black love, I think they believe we have to deal with like toxicity and BS before we get to a healthy space. But the crazy thing about it is Karen and Aaron literally shows struggle love. The struggle love that and it's being overlooked by everybody. Like and I was a big Zatima fan and all of that or whatever. I wasn't even paying attention to much of anybody else. But when I actually pay attention, like the struggle that Karen and Aaron actually deals with is like, okay, I just went through this crazy relationship. For him, I just went through this one, my wife cheating on me, then she killed herself, and then I have these things with this situation with the kids and their grandmother. And I have this man that's been cheating on me, gave me STDs. Now I'm pregnant by both of them and all of that. So for us coming together, how do we know if this is really healthy or not based off how both of those relationships that they were previously in started off well, like you guys, like both of y'all both mentioned, they started out as seemingly well as Karen and Aaron are being now. So it's like, how do I trust this essentially? That in itself is a struggle. Like it's struggling to figure out how we love each other. And then I just wanted to make a note as far as like the show, how dumb the stuff that they give Zach and Fatima. And I love them, which I get pissed off every time I see this because it's like,
well,
I
real
like
quick,
y'all.
I want to know what it is. Well, actually, I have so many points, so don't forget your points, actually, because I want to go back to what you were saying, just now. And I wrote down Karen and Aaron are the relationship that Zach and Fatima are pretending to be.
Mm-hmm.
That came up for me while you were talking. I think that Karen and Aaron are 100% the relationship that not only Zach and Fatima are pretending to be, but the audience believes them to be.
Mm-hmm.
And real quick, to the point of like, if Tyler's trying to show what our relationships are like, because you struggle and you have to go through struggle first to get somewhere, then why aren't they moving? Aaron and Karen is the only relationship that moved through the struggle to someplace healthy. Everybody else is just hovering.
That's the crazy thing. I think that they are moving because they're not, like, even though they're acting the same ways, there are certain small things that are different. Zach has money now. They're living together. Like,
It's
they're
still
showing
dumb as a box of
it's
rocks.
it's not exactly, it's not moving, but it's to people I just like, they're not where they were. And like physically, it looks different. I guess that's what they're trying to show. Like, it looks
Mm.
different versus it actually being different. And I think that's what everybody is missing. If they're still saying the same, like the fact that Zach's, I just had to point this out because I just thought it was so dumb when I heard it. But when Zach's solution to the situation, your solution to get out of an attempted murder case is to strategically put together a murder. What sense does
Yeah.
that make? Like, your answer to escape murder is murder? Like, what?
Double murder. He want to take out Hayden and Robin. Two bodies.
Like, how does this make sense to you? And then even with Fatima saying that like she believes Hayden. Now, I don't think Hayden, I mean, she could possibly pull it from, and I think this is where I got mixed in, because I think earlier I said I gave this was a good show. After listening to y'all, I questioned my whole life. I'm like, wait a minute, what am I actually what am I actually liking now? Because they are pulling out stuff that ain't even on. Either has gotten that all over the place, and I'm just finding entertainment for anything. Or, but I also think I'm rewriting narratives that are not there. We're just
Ooh.
making it good. Like, I'm making things make sense that ain't actually, that's not actually on the show. Like, as far as like even with Fatima saying she feels like Hayden is up to something, yada yada yada. I'm bringing that too. I'm like, okay, well, she kind of got the indication that Tamara was messing with Hayden when she confronted Tamara about Gary when she went to the house, and Tamara was like, I heard that he's on to something else, and Fatima was like, okay, so he messing with you basically. So that's what I'm thinking, like, okay, well, maybe she's pulling it from there, but she's not saying she's pulling it from there. So I think that's what I'm doing it. Like, I'm pulling from, and
Mm.
not only that, like, they're giving them nothing to do when they actually have things to pull from. Like, like
Yes.
that Fatima can actually have a dope storyline with things that they're giving. Fatima going to law school, struggling in law school. Why is she struggling? Zach with all of these they can actually have a real struggle of, like Karen and Aaron, with the baggage that they come with without being extra. Like, I don't understand. Andy, I'm just going. She deleted. I'll be forgetting
Well,
about stuff.
wait, real quick, because my follow up question when
Okay.
you were talking about Zach and Fatima, what is it that you like about them, if you don't mind me asking?
Um, you know what? The more I watch this show and the more I listen to y'all, I think I just like Crystal and DeVal. I don't think it has nothing to do with that. Cause I honestly, even when I say I like Zach and Fatima, I don't even, because I know a real life Zach and Fatima. And for the life of me, I tell them, why are you with this man?
Mm.
Like, I
Mm.
know a real life, like, and this woman has been with this man all of my life. And I'm 31. So that's 31 years
Wow.
that you've been
Wow.
dealing with this craziness, and for the life of me, i I cannot understand it. And so maybe that's like, I don't know, I've been reading stuff in the Zach and Fatima that I just wish would happen, and I think that's what pulls me into them, like, just
Their potential.
yeah, like, just
Mm.
bring it out. And that, and the little cute moments between them, and I'm just like, oh, that's cute. But then when you bring in all the other stuff, it's like, dang, they took the cuteness away. But honestly, I
Mm.
think that's what it really is. The more that I'm listening to y'all and watching, like, I never thought that they were healthy,
Mm.
but I don't know. I guess it's just entertainment. I can't answer the question.
No, I'm making a point of starting to ask that question more because I like assume and I'm like, well, if you think this, da 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 da, and I make my comment, but I need to really start asking people. um, so that's why. Thank you for
And not only
answering.
that though, I think I'm seeing the other, like the parts of their stories that could be great,
Mm,
like stories as far as them as a couple. Just like even with them and the whole Karen situation, how that could be a healthy situation and them working towards that, working out things with Michael. The fact that Fatima and Karen are pregnant at the same time, how they can deal with that. So for Zach to actually become a businessman and not just let people give him what he wants. Like I think I'm reading into what their potential storyline could be. And it's what's making me love it because every episode I'm like, okay, maybe we getting closer. Because Tyler will do stuff that it's like, okay, we turned in a corner, like we probably gonna go somewhere. And then like Allie said within the next episode or so, it's like
we
he
back where
forgot
we.
what he just said.
Mhm.
That part. Okay, what was the other point that you wanted to make? I'm sorry.
What was the other point I was gonna make?
You were talking to Andy. Talking about Andy.
Oh, I'm done with her. I'm just done. I don't think there was a point. I'm just done. I'm done with her. Oh, and I kind of okay. What are y'all thoughts on the Sabrina and Paige? The what she was trying to say. The only reason Sabrina's there is affirmative action. I kind of feel like that was a little bit of a moment of Sabrina kind of standing up for herself, but
Yeah. Now, while Paige is racist, right? We're not going to give a racist credit. What I will say is that Sabrina is suffering the same way that the other characters are suffering, in that what have we shown or been shown to know that Sabrina really does deserve to be a manager?
hmm.
And didn't Sabrina get that position off of a technicality? Like
Oh,
she
because of what
wasn't like she
Maurice
was the
did.
They
moment.
were both in the running
Yeah,
for
it was
it.
something.
She got
Yeah, there was
arrested
Maurice
mistakenly,
lied.
and
Maurice
Maurice
lied
lied and
on
said that Paige was
Paige.
sucking penis in the back parking lot.
Yeah, yeah, giving back shots in the parking lot.
Yeah,
So
so
do y'all
like,
believe Sabrina shouldn't be manager?
I don't believe that
I'm
she
gonna say
shouldn't be
this.
manager, but I don't believe that she carries herself like the woman she talks about herself to be.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's almost like you have this position, but you don't act as if you are a manager. It's like Andy, she's a lawyer, but as Erica said, we don't be seeing her lawyering. You just got the title, like you have the title of the branch manager, but you don't conduct yourself as a branch manager of a bank. Like your bank is it's a circus. It is a hot mess up in there. But even when her, getting arrested, even if she was demoted, I wouldn't have had a problem with that. But show that she's working toward becoming a manager again. Like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of these characters just get things
Hand it to them.
falling into their lap when they didn't work for it. Like you literally did not work for this at all. But and I think the reason why I always harp on Karen is because we've witnessed her struggle with this shop. We've witnessed
Even
her
when
insurance lapse
she
because of
was giving perms without parting the goddamn hair, and she was still giving hairdresser business owner. She was perming hair without parting, y'all, and we still bought
yeah,
in because she was giving boss. She was giving, like, if we to go to the Lauren example, Robin moves like a lawyer. He talks like a lawyer,
yes.
even when he's not talking about the law. Sabrina, girl, you want us to believe that you're this great leader and you're poised to be in this great, powerful position at this financial institution, but you find it very hard to assert yourself regularly. You don't even have a switch that when you walk into the building, you pretend to be a bitch. Like, these people walk all over
Come
you.
on.
I wonder if that's the aim of the show altogether, because the fact that we could actually see steps in all the motions of Karen's story, like
Mm-hmm.
just even from back to season. Oh, Ali, I don't know. Like I said, I think I just been trying to find entertainment. I've been watching the earlier seasons of Sistas and watching your reviews right after them, just to try to
Oh
make
wow.
try to make stuff make sense. I'm like, dang, like this is yeah. But anyways, just from the
Well, thank
beginning, like
you.
we're
Thank you for that.
and every time I need a good chuckle, Erica, I go straight to yours because girl,
Because
your
I'm
passion,
unhinged.
it tickles me. But I love it. But anyways, so I'll even from the beginning, like when her and Zach broke up, we'll see her like, okay, I'm done with Zach, yada yada yada. Zach comes in, do what he do in the salon. Dang, now I'm down bad. I want him again. And then he's like up and like, well, I don't want you no more. I just wanted that little closure of sex or whatever that was. And we see her go through all of them, even though it lasted real long, through the motions of her being sad, trying to get Zach and all of that, and now coming out of it with Aaron. Like we're literally seeing her go through the whole story. And so I'm
Yep.
like, if you can do that with one character, I can't not believe that you can do it with the other characters. So I'm wondering if the whole purpose of the show is to give everybody a little dose of what it really should be, and just to see what the audience will lean towards if he puts a bunch of other storylines that poses as that.
Mm.
Do I make sense of what I'm
It
trying to say?
does. I just wish he'd get to it because
Yeah.
we 8 seasons deep at this point, and to still have only seen Karen really have any kind of real movement, real traction, real growth. It's just like, so are you gonna get to it, Tyler, or no?
So as far as soap operas, because I never watched soap operas, do they actually have like 4 episodes of one day, or multiple episodes of one
Mm,
day?
sometimes.
They can, but the writing is so much better. You don't even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
Like with Sisters, it is like it's ridiculously evident. And I think if the story was better, maybe there would be certain things that just wouldn't stand out so much. But a normal soap opera, they have impeccable writing.
Okay, I think that's what I liked about the episode tonight. Maybe until y'all started diving deep into the episode and it just went over my head
Not we
because
made you not like the episode, child. We never beaten the
y'all right
allegations early.
because to me no, it wasn't a bad way though. It was just because when I was watching the episode, I was like, it felt like the conversations were faster versus before. It was
Uh,
just like they were just saying the same stuff over and over, except that one part when Andy
Penelope
literally
and
said the
Andy,
exact same sentence back to
child.
back when she was talking
Let
to
me
Penelope. She
explain.
was,
Penelope, let me explain. If you would let me explain. You either gonna explain or you
I
not,
was
ho.
like, oh my. And as far as Gary having amnesia, I believe he does have it because like the drugs and stuff or what, like not from the stabbing, but for whatever they tried to what they put whatever they put in this stuff
Mm,
and they made him
Oh,
seize and stuff. I feel like he could have it temporarily. Only because I've seen like someone in real life, like it they're in the hospital or something happened and they couldn't speak temporarily. And then like within the next day or two, they was having full blown conversation. So I feel like that could possibly happen temporarily where he don't know. But then another part of me is like he playing with them because he knows that Penelope trying to take him out. And I believe Penelope did it because I feel like her losing a baby would make her go psycho. Even though that
mm,
was her fault. But somebody make you lose your baby, especially you connected to the baby. I don't even think it's much about Gary and Andy. I think her aggression is more so
about the
my baby
baby.
is.
I can see that. I totally can see that. Well, thank you so much, Sierra.
Thank
yes,
you.
Sierra. I enjoyed your commentary.
Like I'll be y'all. I'll be listening to y'all stuff and I'll be writing down my own because I'm supposed to leave Sisters alone a long time ago. Like I was
Oh,
supposed to not be watching this show, and I'm like, they had these unnecessary sex scenes. Like last week, that Sabrina and Rich did not have to be there. They had these
oh.
unnecessary sexual stuff in there. Storylines that don't make sense. I'm supposed to been done,
Not we
but
still
now I'm
got you
like,
watching it.
I look forward to watching it. Yeah, I'm like, I look forward to watching it just so I can know what Abby and Eric are talking about. I don't like feeling lost.
Well, we appreciate you being here. And I do have the
Appreciate that.
Discord channel for Sisters. So if you are taking your notes down, you can always share it in the Discord and I'll see it.
Okay, thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Allie, what you got planned this week, honey? I know we're a little bit over. Y'all about to go ahead and wrap it up. What's happening on your channel, boo?
Girl, I need to do better. So I'm gonna say everybody forgive me because I put out one video last week. Um, I am prepared. I'm about to go on vacation.
Ooh,
We get
come
a
on
2 week
vacation.
vacation at my job for winter break or whatever. And it's been crazy busy. Like it's been ridiculously busy. So, but I'm gonna put my videos out because I do have a lot to say. And my baby returned, so that made me very happy. Um, about this episode or whatnot. So I have that coming, and y'all just be on the lookout for other things. I'm trying my best to be better, to be more consistent on my channel. And also, if you guys have a favorite episode of like Moesha, Girlfriends, The Gang, like your favorite episodes, you can reach out to me on Instagram at Allie Nick Official, or you can put it in my comments um on YouTube. But I want to try to talk about certain episodes of shows that really affected me. They give me that nostalgia feeling because I can tell that I'm getting tired of talking about sisters. I can tell it's settling in. So I have to bring other things to my channel. So whatever y'all watching, y'all let me know. See if I'm watching it too, and I'll talk about it.
Yes. Yes.
What you got going on? What you got? I
Child.
know you got a lot going on.
Yes. I'm gonna get this damn breakdown up and this preview up, but then y'all probably won't see another Sistas video from me until after the weekend because I'm gonna be flying back to LA in a couple days. 'Cause your girl stays on the move, but I'm finally going back and I'm gonna get settled in. Thank God. All the Queen's Man videos will be up too before I like shut down shop here. Surface, if you guys haven't watched Surface on Apple TV, it just got announced today they're going to be returning on February either 21st or 25th. So I got to finish the rest of my breakdowns for that season one, and then prepare for season 2. So I wouldn't be surprised if y'all see Surface videos from me in the next 2 weeks. Yeah, and then I have more updates next week on what the rest of the month looks like. I have a bunch of Christmas movie content that I had worked on, but I didn't finish, and I'm going to finish it once I get back to LA. So I'm excited to do that as well with y'all.
Yes, girl. And
All right.
safe travels to you.
Thank you so much, honey. Thank you. It's been a wild couple of weeks. I appreciate y'all being here on the journey as I move about and be late and all of the things that happen. Allie, I appreciate your support and partnership and creating these conversations, these dope conversations to help elevate the experience of consuming Sistas. Y'all go ahead and follow Allie at Allie Nick Official if you haven't already. And we're going to see you in the next one. Good night.
Bye, y'all.